Gonna wait a few seconds here. Awkward. Awkward. I'm cleaning, so. Hey, hummingbird, long time no talk. Oh, girl. Hey, Deborah. Good. I don't even know what it is. Is it morning? Is it still morning? I'm cleaning. I've been doing a deep cleaning here over at my house. God knows it needs it. Oh my goodness. My goodness. Hit those thumbs up. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Leave It to Bieber. I was just we're just listening to this. Hey, Kimmy P. I was just listening to this caller that called in. I'm gonna play it for you guys. I'm pretty sure what's her name? Won't care. Burnt Toast. This caller that called into her chat last night. I just want to play this because I could relate with her. I'm not completely relate with her, but I wanted to call into her chat last night, but I knew she was getting ready to wrap it up. I actually wanted to join her panel, and I said, you know what? She's getting ready to wrap it up. Like, you could, she doesn't stay on, as long as some other people do here, myself included. Sometimes I could do, a 3-hour stream. You just don't even realize the time just goes by, and you're just like, oh shit. But anyway, this last person that called in brought up a really important message about just grief and stuff, and that's a topic that we discuss a lot here. So thanks. All right, let's just play this real quick. Let me pull it up.
But don't invest
I don't know if I'm gonna play the whole thing, but
hey, what's up? You're the last person tonight. How are you doing?
Well, that was another reason.
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Hey, Lisa.
Good. Thanks for having an open panel. That was John Crimes, wasn't it?
Yes.
Ooh, wee.
Can you guys hear it?
I'm not a Miley supporter, and I just wanted to maybe give another perspective from personal experience. I think what they're doing is disgusting, and I'm really glad for channels like you and Crude and Ace Candle and a lot of other ones. So I wanted to say I'm from a grief community, from a bereaved parents community. I had a son that was 21 that passed away. And I'm not sympathy seeking or anything like that. Wanted to briefly share that there's
just a quick question. Does anybody know who this is? I know her name because I missed that last night.
A lot of us that are bereaved parents that we our kids die and then our whole lives are torn upside down. And I mean, when I say that, I mean it's not like any other death that you ever experience. It's your entire world just looks different. People kind of shy away from you. Before long, your house that was always full of noise is just like a dead quiet. And people avoid you. They say things like, you're a walking billboard for what could go wrong in their lives. And
I just want to say something on that. That's true for so many deaths. Not that, well, your house does change. I mean, somebody in your immediate family passes away, it's just so noticeable. I remember my dad passed away, the sounds that he made in the house, just that weren't there anymore. It was so noticeable. You wouldn't hear his slippers sliding across the floor, or in the bathroom in the morning you would hear the water running and him tapping his comb against the sink. Just those sounds that you're so used to hearing every day that you just take for granted, and until they're not there, you're like, whoa, this is weird. You notice that they're missing. But the other thing that she said that I feel like was so important too is that people shy away from you, and that happens in any death, or at least that's what I experienced. I don't think people are doing it to be hurtful necessarily. I think that they're shying away from you because they don't want to bring it up. a lot of people think that when you're grieving, they're like, no, don't, I don't want to upset the person. So I'm just like, they kind of avoid you. It's fucking weird. I've never really, I never really experienced that until my mom passed away. And it was like, you start feeling really alone, and she starts talking about this, shortly. And that's just a normal feeling of grief just in general. I remember feeling really fucking alone, even though I wasn't alone. I just felt really fucking alone. It's like, it's kind of hard to explain.
You start looking at yourself like, what did you do wrong?
Morning, Jen B.
So when I was going through that, I went back to work.
Yep, Michelle.
And I don't think I'm emotional. I'm so sorry. I did not want to.
No, don't say sorry for that.
I'm so sorry.
You're a human, so it kind of.
I haven't talked about this in a long time, and I feel really stupid.
No. You have no idea who you could be helping in the audience right now.
And that's why. That's why I wanted to call in. I was, my job. I drove trains across the state that I live in into another state, and
Hey,
my away from home terminal was Peru, Indiana. And so this is, I'm talking like 3 months after, my son's funeral. I started seeing signs for the murders of Abby and Libby in Delphi, Indiana.
I'm just going to speed this up a little bit.
There was, stuff on the news, but there was a flyer that said, somebody had put out that said, like, for more information. And then there was a YouTube channel, a fairly large channel.
If that's too fast, let me know.
And so I go to the channel, and there's so much more information on this other channel. And it was information. It was factual evidence, information about the murders, about the suspect that they still today haven't found, which is crazy. And so I got like completely hooked on this, this one channel. And I still love this one channel. But from that, it gave me perspective that even though my world seemed so dark and quiet, I kind of felt like, how do I have the right to be so emotional and dead inside when this whole town lost 2 of their teenagers and the murderers still lost? And it went from that to, then the Shanann Watts, case happened, and I thought.
Let me just say something. That's called having empathy. When you go through something tragic and you can still feel for other people and feel their pain, that's what empathy is. You could put yourself in their shoes and see that, holy shit, what I went through. And I've said that myself at times where it's like, okay, I thought what I went through was horrible, but this is like 10 times worse than what I went through,
So, man, how do I have the right to just want to?
Something we don't hear too often on here. I guess that's why I'm pointing it out.
Kill everybody around me that's happy when this woman and her children were murdered by by her husband. So it put in perspective that as bad as I felt, there were other people that had it worse. And so I followed true crime cases on YouTube.
Shannon, I'm not sure who it is, but it's really good what she says here.
Because I got more information than I did on mainstream media or the news. But it didn't change the fact that my house was quiet, and my friends were gone, and my family was gone, and I was just very alone. And I don't even know how I came across Molly's page. I think it was Cash Gurnan, I'm not sure. But I started to kind of fit into this community as a lurker in the chat, just trying to find the information. My heart got so full of other people's pain, and it still is. I still feel that way. But I got into a community, on other social media platforms of other parents, moms and dads whose kids are dead. And we all feel the same way. If we can help other people, it makes us feel better. So, when Molly and people like her are talking about, they're going to go do this great, awesome thing. Half of us know that what they're doing is not right. And what they did to the, Summer Wells family was just absolutely ridiculous, disgusting. And we're not on board with that. And, we speak out against it in our community. But the other half, some of them are still fresh in their loss. I'm 3 years in and I still cry,
Yeah.
Other people, they're brand new. They're brand new. And they're in that first, 30, 60, 90 days, a year, whatever. It could be 10 years for somebody, it's their loss. But they're still feeling very vulnerable. And when your whole world is walking out the door away from you because your child died, not because you did something wrong, you really go to another place of desperation.
I can so relate to everything that this woman's saying right now. And I don't ever want to relate to her loss. God, please God forbid. But I could relate to all her feelings right now. And then even the feeling of getting sucked into like these other things to kind of like distract yourself away from your own feelings and your own loneliness. And um people don't even understand that. They're like, why I came across one of my videos recently where my family, specifically an uncle of mine, was writing to me, and he's like, he just did not, he doesn't get it. He doesn't get the whole, my people on YouTube and talking to them. He thinks it's like I'm fucking crazy and I need help because I'm, on here relating with other people about what I went through. And, I could totally understand that because my whole family left. My whole family was gone. I stopped talking to them. So where do you go? Who do you talk to? Um, so you kind of find yourself like going to these different places to find support. And this is where I found, support. And this is part of what helped me heal from what I went through. And so I could totally relate to what she's talking about right now.
Never sent Molly any money. I never would. I never knew her as a celebrity or anything like that. I had, another channel that I was very supportive of, and I still am a little bit mad at him, but, he's my go-to guy. I found John Crimes, I found Stephen Harlow, I found, Leave It to Bieber, and a lot of other channels that are just full of factual information, and they follow the cases and they give the information out. But I feel extra special, angry about other bereaved parents who find themselves coming to YouTube for the sole purpose of kind of helping themselves take a step forward into living life again, into finding some type of peace.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's some sick, disgusting person that sees us as dollar signs. And that's what it is. She sees us as dollar signs. My son was a professional athlete and died after an accident. And
oh my God.
I've had a couple of people local here offer to do, like a story or a video or whatnot. And I don't need anything like that right now. I mean,
hey,
it's something
Pirate.
to do, but
hey,
if somebody like Marley approached me today, I would laugh in her face and just kind of like, something's wrong with you, Never would you make $1 off my son's death. But there are parents out there that are just so vulnerable, and I can't even explain to you the pain and isolation and the self-hatred that you have. And it's nothing other than your child is gone. You didn't do anything wrong, but you suddenly are a symbol and a reality check for other people, and it's hard to be that. So I just wanted to give perspective into some of the other people that, it might be easy to judge someone like me, but if, the other channel that I'm a big supporter of, I make it a point, to support that channel because he's doing really good things on that channel. And I want to be supportive of him because he's really doing things in different communities.
I think she's talking about Gray Hughes, but I'm not 100% sure.
But, nobody should ever give what they don't have to give. And I feel like if there's other bereaved parents out there that can hear me right now, like put your wallet down, watch whatever you want to watch, but don't invest into anybody until, you've been around long enough to see what they're actually doing with the money. And, giving to somebody else doesn't make your heart hurt less. And it doesn't make you miss your child any less than you did the day before.
I got caught up in the same kind of thing because you just want to you feel so horrible, right? That you kind of just want to help other people because it makes you feel better. And, I regret some of the, well, I don't regret it. I shouldn't say I regret it, but I helped people because I was just so vulnerable and emotional, and just hearing other people's stories and vulnerabilities. I felt like I just wanted to help them, and looking back now, I mean, I don't regret it, but I probably should have checked out the situation a little bit more before I just started throwing, my money out people.
That's all I wanted to say.
Well, a couple of things. First, I want to thank you for your bravery to come up and share your story. There's a lot of
D-Rod, I'm not entirely sure. Let me, you know what? I'm gonna look and see if maybe she put it in her. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who she is, but she really gave a great
hearts in the chat for you right now, and a lot of support for you. I think that you're, what's that? I'm sorry.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see the chat, but if you see the replay, there's just a wall of hearts right now and just people showing love. And
like, it's embarrassing to cry in front of John Crime. What the heck am I?
Okay, so last night my phone died, and this is where I started listening. So I missed that whole first part. my phone died, and then when I came back, this is where I started listening. I was laughing that she's like, John cries in front of John Grimes. Like, you don't care.
Doing. Ugh, it just hits you. I don't have any control over it. It hits when it.
I think your advice is
She's got to be somebody who's like in his, because she knows him, so she's got to be somebody who we talked to. She said she was a lurker though, so I don't know if she's somebody who's regularly commenting in the chat. But I really like admire her being able to come up and talk about that, because I know it's not an easy thing to talk about, especially when you're not like somebody who's normally streaming.
is fantastic. I think that people who are grieving, who are
Hey,
struggling,
hey,
who
Sonia.
are going through anything like that, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, put your wallet down. Like, absolutely put your wallet down and just wait. Because if it's a good thing, it'll still be there when you have gotten on the other side of it. And when you're sort of in a better
it does make you
headspace.
feel good. It makes you feel so good inside. It makes you feel like a parent. You know, when you lose your child, your identity changes, and you want a parent, you want a mother or father. You know, because that's kind of who you are. You know, from the day that you have a child, you become a parent.
So crazy, because like I even identify with that, even though it was my mom and I'm the daughter, right? You feel like I took care of her for so long that my caretaker, quote unquote, like I took care of my mom for like the last 10 years, you know, since my dad passed away. We were always over there. I was always helping her with things. I was always like on her about her health and everything like that, you know. I mean, I didn't take care of her in the sense of like she took care of herself. She was independent, but I took care of her as in, you know, I was always worrying about her, and I just had that worry kind of, you know, care in me. And then when she was gone, I felt so lost because I was so used to like, especially in the last year, I mean, I really was caretaker for her. So I just felt like this need to like care for things. It's really weird. It's hard to explain.
It's hard to stop mothering and fathering. And so, you know, like the Cash Gurning case, I mean, that ripped me in half. I cried so much.
Ugh.
And you want to, you know, you say things like, if I ever see the family, I'm going to hug them in such a way that no other parent can hug them. You know, Simeon Watts' family. I mean, Summer Wells' family. There's just a bond of, you know, people like me. And, you know, at first, you know, $5, $10, whatnot is, you know, it makes you feel like you're doing something productive and that you're giving to, you know, a community. Sometimes it's a thank you for the support that you had when your child died. It's hard to explain, but you're in such a dark place that finding anything that makes you feel alive again, you know, it's kind of what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And you don't realize it's wrong until, you know, you suddenly care more about these other people than you do yourself. And I mean, I miss my son more than anything in the world. I mean, I would name it, and I would give it up for just, you know, one more hour with him. It's never going to happen. If I can make myself feel better, you know, I mean, I think that's why a lot of us go to drugs and alcohol. And, you know, that's another thing that, you know, I speak out against, you know, not doing anything for that, you know, instant gratification. But yeah, if you can hear me and you're grieving and you're stuck in that place and you feel alone, do not pay somebody to belong to their community. It's not going to make you feel better. And you're nothing more than a vulnerable, you know, you're so vulnerable, and people like Molly pick up on it. They know that you're vulnerable, extra vulnerable. You become an easy target, and you really are nothing more than dollar signs right now. That's it. And when that ends, then you realize what you've done, and your whole world crashes again. And, you know, it's hard to pick back up. So thank you for hearing me out. You have an awesome community. Anything John Grimes is a part of, I'm going to be a part of.
Do you have like a channel or a link or anything I can share with people?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm a lurker in the back.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just a quiet lurker.
Okay.
But,
So
I'm sorry.
Thank you for the kindness. Thank you for the kindness and the support. It was hard. I didn't know I was going to break down.
I think a lot of people are going to be able to relate with you. And I think what you said was, you know, it needed to be said. And I'm in awe of your courage to get up here and do that. Like, that was amazing. And like I said, you just don't know who's going to hear this right now or on the replay next month and are going to hear your words and maybe make different choices, better choices because of what you said.
Yeah, I hope that I do. I mean, I can relate to it, and I get it because I've been there. And that's the whole reason I'm a little angry that I haven't said anything sooner, but it's got to be the right time, I guess. But that's the whole goal, is so that somebody else, you know, whose child just died, or mother or father or brother or whoever, is for that connection or, you know, humanization or something.
Yeah.
It's not going to be giving it to Molly Golightly or people like her because you think that they're doing something great, and it's not going to make you feel better either. So thank you. Have a great evening, and I'm gonna watch every show that you put out. Just like John said, I don't miss anything he does.
Thank you a billion times over.
Okay, so I'm gonna end it because they're just saying goodbye. But that was like so okay. When I heard her talking about that last night, I went back to like 2018 when I came on here and I first saw her befriending the family of Shanann Watts and how bothered I was because I know what it's like to be fucked with while you're grieving. And I to like oh my god, to even think to for somebody to go through that, it's such a fucking evil thing. I can't even fucking explain how horrible it feels for somebody to be fucking with you and just like not understanding what you're going through and then making your life more stressful. I like, and that's why I fucking spoke out about it when I did at that time because I was like, I cannot believe this woman is fucking taking advantage of these people while they're vulnerable. It's one thing to have an opinion online, okay, but it's another thing to contact the family, act like you're fucking helping them, and then turn around and shit all over that family. It's I can't even explain what that probably did to them mentally. To have all these people fucking with them. Like I only know on a personal level. I have no idea what it's like to have a story that's national news, right? And it's the whole fucking world. It's the whole internet. People, criticizing your family and criticizing you and the way you're going about things and your, deceased loved one and I mean, that's just fucking horrible, horrible. And like, that's why I fucking spoke out about it when I did. And that's what started everything for me with this fucking psychopath was that I spoke out about her taking advantage of the family because I was like, dude, this woman's not sincere. And it's so obvious to me. She's not being sincere with this family. Like, you don't just put their fucking names at that time. And I totally forgot about this. Totally forgot about this. And I just found something the other day, actually, that reminded me. There was a clip of her, and I think I have it saved somewhere from back in the day of her actually saying that she would never monetize. She would never make money off of other people's tragedies. And I was like, that's what fucking pissed me off because she jumped up in subscribers up to like 20,000 subscribers once she started tagging Frankie Rusick's name and what's her name? Hold on. Sorry. That once she started tagging the names in there and I was like, "Oh my god." I'm like, "She's just using these people for the money." Because at first she said she would never make money off of this shit. And then she went and she tagged their names and then she started getting all the super chats. And I'm not saying people shouldn't make money off of this because, like, it is your time. You're taking time out of your day. You're talking about the cases and stuff like that. It's such a, I don't know. To me, it's such a fine line that you're walking on. Somebody like Gray Hughes, like who's actually doing all the research and stuff, I have no problem with him making money off of this. At the end of the day, time is money, right? But the way that people have to understand, it's like the way people go about things on here, that's what makes it the difference. It's like when you see somebody who is just putting this family's name in the titles, right? And then you go to their video and they're like, well, I'm not going to talk about what we talked about. Like they'll make a title. It's like, I spoke to Don Wells, right? And then you go to the video and it's like, I'm not going to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. Think about how fucked up that is. Then you're just kind of using it as clickbait. You're using the people's names as clickbait because it's going to get you views. And people really need to just be careful on here where their money goes, who they give money to. I feel bad for this family. Like I feel sorry for these people and all the harassment that they're getting. Not just, we're only looking at this like this is only one little corner of YouTube. God only knows what's going on Facebook, the Summer Wells case, or any of that. Like they're grieving right now, whether their daughter is alive or not. They're grieving. I'm sure they have that little sense of hope, and hope is a really fucked up feeling too. I had that when my mom was passing away. I had this hope. Like I knew in the back of my mind as she was dying but I still had that hope. And hope is like the worst feeling, because it's so disappointing when it's, you know, let down. It's just so disappointing. It's the worst feeling when you start to realize that it doesn't exist, you know? And I'm sure these people still have hope that their daughter's alive out there somewhere. I don't know what they know. Okay. I'm just assuming that they don't know anything. And I don't know what they know. And I'm not here to judge them because it's not my place. I didn't follow the story all that closely. I mean, I do know more of the details now that I didn't know. But, you know, either way, you know, they're grieving the loss. They're grieving the loss. And for people to be fucking with you while you're grieving, it's just like the worst feeling. I can't even explain what it does to you when somebody's just fucking with you and torturing you. I look back at 4 years ago in my life and I'm just like, wow, wow. How, like, I can't believe there's a person that evil that would fuck with somebody while they're fucking grieving. I just don't like, and that's only in my personal life. You do, yeah, we should, Sonia. I would be more than happy to. More than happy to. Dude, like that spirit box shit. If somebody did that to me, that's, oh my God, I can't even imagine. I don't know. I just can't even fucking imagine. I can't. I can't even imagine how I would feel. Dude, these are people's children, man. Like these are people's young children. It's it's not for entertainment, dude. I don't like any of that shit, just to be quite honest with you. I'm not into like spirit boxes and all that stuff. Like, I mean, if you want to do it on your own, fine. But like, I see it every case I cover, like not cover, follow. I see people doing like spirit box of this person and spirit box of that person. And I mean, I don't know. I think it's fucking weird to do that shit online. You know, it gives false hope. And again, hope is such a fucked up feeling because a lot of the times when you have hope in situations like this, it's, you know, that it's not going to happen. You know, like just like I knew my mom's cancer was bad, dude. Like, even though I had that little bit of hope that, you know, maybe it wasn't that bad, you always have hope. You have hope for all these different little things along the way. You know, you're like, I hope maybe the doctor was wrong, or I hope she could get better, or maybe she'll be the 2% that makes it through, you know? To to put that in somebody else with these fucking spirit box things or whatever the fuck these people are trying to do, it's just fucking evil. It's fucking evil. I mean, like, why would you get up on a live and do that? Like, you don't even know if the girl's dead. On a, yeah, on a spirit box through an iPhone. Oh my God. She told Susan she couldn't help her because of her mental issues. Who's Susan? I'm not, Rue, I'm not sure who that is, but yeah, death brings out the worst in people. The worst. So like, I don't like, how do people not understand why this is upsetting? I just like, that's what baffles me. Like, how do you not understand? I'd rather be fucking wrong about the Wells and look like an idiot than do what other people are doing to them right now. Because like, I would never be able to fucking sleep. You know, either way, I just can't. I don't know. I just don't know how you fucking go to that extent. Did I judge Shanann Watts during the Chris Watts case? Yes, I did. You know, I felt she was controlling. I felt she was a little bit, you know, crazy. I judged their relationship. I did, you know, and I feel bad about that. I do. I feel bad because, you know, once I finally saw the effect that it was having on her family, I just stopped talking about the case because I don't want to make people feel like that. Who gives a shit what I have to say about the case? You know what I'm saying? Like, my opinion's nothing. So I don't know. I don't know. This shit's just so fucked up. Amanda, and it's not just her. There's so many other people that are doing, you know, things. I just think that because she has so many followers, you know, people tend to focus on her more. And it is her behavior is definitely a lot more extreme than other people's. But like that girl, I don't really know her, Cher, to call Don Wells up and not even inform the guy that she's recording him, and then he's sitting there talking and he's emotional, and then, people are gaslighting him and then calling the police on him, and they completely twisted and lied about what he said. Let me tell you something, okay? I haven't had even a fraction of what that guy's had done to him on here, but once people from the outside world start coming into your fucking personal space, however it is, whether it's mailing you something, whether it's sending people to your house, whatever it is, dude, you start to develop a serious fucking sense of paranoia. Like, you're always looking over your shoulder. I'm fucking paranoid, dude. Do I blame this guy for having something to protect himself in his home? No. I went out and bought cameras. I mean, because of this shit, I went out and put cameras on my house because you got a sense of paranoia because you don't know where the fuck this shit's coming from. And then they're going to sit there and call the cops on this guy and act like he doesn't have a fucking right to protect himself, because these things happen. These fucking loony ass people do it to celebrities. They do it to, people in these cases where they just show up and they'll try breaking into people's homes. It happened to Kim Kardashian. I mean, it happened to so many fucking famous people that they have like these stalkers that have come in and tried to rob them and attack them, and that were, sitting outside of their fucking houses and shit. Like, that shit's scary, dude. And then to sit there and gaslight and act like this guy has no right to feel fucking paranoid, regardless of whether you like him or his past or whatever it is, like, this man has a right to protect his home and his family. I mean, straight up. I guess if you've never had half this shit done to you from total strangers, these faceless fucking crazy assholes on the internet, then you're not going to get it. Especially when you are one of the crazy assholes on the internet. You're not going to understand what it's like to fucking have that paranoia. Because when you're the person orchestrating the shit, how the fuck would you understand what it's like to be on the other side of the spectrum? You would never understand. Just pathetic. What both did down. First crew set him up. Then Molly finished the job. I mean, they called him up. They didn't tell him they were recording this man. I don't fucking care what you think about him. Do I think the guy's a fucking weirdo? I mean, yeah, there's definitely something not, right about the guy. I don't know him though. I don't know him in his personal day-to-day life. I'm not here to judge the guy, but I can relate with him feeling totally unsafe in his own home due to fucking crazy people on the internet. And it's not even on half the scale. People literally have come to this guy's house and we're standing out in front of his fucking house, coming to his job. Imagine what that fucking does to you and the paranoia that fucking creates. This guy doesn't know when people are going to just show up at his fucking house. There was a biker gang I heard that came to his house. I mean, don't sit there and act like this person doesn't have a right to protect his fucking family. That's crazy. We all have that right. We all have the right. And by the way, for some people who don't understand this, when you're a convicted felon, and I don't know what his case is, but just to let you know, you can get your rights restored. There is a such thing. It depends on what state you're in. I don't know if you could get your right restored for owning a gun, because when you're convicted of a felon, you lose all your rights. You can't vote, I'm pretty sure. You can't own a gun. And there's a few other things. I'm not really 100% sure because I've never been convicted of a felony. But you can actually, in some cases, get your rights restored. I don't know how it works in those, southern towns. Like up here, it's very hard to get a gun, but it could be totally different in the South, in Tennessee or wherever they are. But there is a such thing as getting your rights restored, just in case these people don't know that. I read an article yesterday. Somebody sent me about, how these people are really affecting this case, and they don't realize it. They're fucking it up. Yeah, he needs a restraining order. He definitely does. And he doesn't want, he says he doesn't want to get one. To be honest, he needs to stop answering these people's phone calls. It's so funny. They'll criticize this man and be like, well, he's not out there. He's not out there looking for his daughter. He's not out there, actively searching. And I mean, first of all, they're not crying. First of all, you don't know what the fuck these people are doing. Are you watching them 24/7? Are you in their house? Like, do you know if they're crying or not crying? Because for all intents and purposes, I don't cry in front of anybody. When I'm sad about my mom or whatever, and when I'm grieving, I hide when I cry. I cry at night when everybody's sleeping and I'm all by myself, like, or when I'm home during the day by myself. I'm one of those people who could talk about things and not cry and, be strong while I'm talking about them, but then later on, when I'm thinking and I'm by myself, that's when I cry. That's usually when I cry. But I could pull myself together when, you know, when I'm talking to people, usually. Some people can't do that. Um, that's why it's like, I don't know. I feel like that doesn't mean that people aren't upset just because they're not fucking crying. I hate that. I hate when people are like, oh, well, they're not crying, so they must not be upset about, X, Y, and Z. And it's like, that's not how it works, dude. It's not how it works. If you're there's some people that could hold it together and just not cry. I watched this whole and I suggest everybody else goes watches it actually. Um I just started watching Kendall Wright. I've heard so many people talking about her, and her videos kept popping up in my suggested for like the longest time, for years, and I've never watched them. I don't know why. I just never clicked on them. And then the other day I was just like bored doing something. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to listen to one of her videos. And I was hooked. And I've been watching like so many of her videos. And one of them that I watched that she did a few years ago was the Christian Indracchio, I think that's how you say it, story, which is just so fucked up, just so fucked up, beyond fucked up. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but really fucked up story. Um, this kid just, his death was ruled a suicide, and it's pretty clear, even as somebody who's just an armchair detective, that there's something very suspicious about his death, suicide. But I'm not going to get into the whole thing. I just suggest you go watch her videos because they're really good. She did a really, really great job of, just being respectful towards the family. One thing I like that she does, that she doesn't show any like crime scene photos, deceased children's faces on the autopsy table or anything to that nature. She doesn't do those types of things. And fucking crazy. But anyway, hold on. Oh my god. Sorry. All right. My phone keeps ringing, of course. And so anyway, I watched the whole documentary. It's a documentary. Oh my god, I can't even talk. Documentary. It was 2 parts. And the mom tells the whole story, the dad tells the whole story. They're not crying the whole time. They're telling the story, but probably because they've told it so many times that it just starts to, you know what I'm saying? You almost get desensitized to it. It's like you're almost like programmed. And does that mean that they're not upset about what happened to their son? No, of course not. They're horribly upset. I mean, their whole lives have become dedicated to trying to get justice for their son, and trying to get the police to prosecute the 2 people who obviously look like they murdered him. They were the 2 last people with him. And, just because they're not sitting there crying throughout the whole entire, storytelling, retelling, that doesn't mean that they're not upset and they're not crying. Like these fucking people, I just like, it blows my mind when people are just like, dude, this is real life. This isn't, some movie. Like real life does not work the same way you see it in a movie. Justice doesn't fucking go. This isn't a CSI episode. The wheels of justice take a really fucking long time to turn. Sometimes years for them to solve cases. These people obviously, I also think, don't never really watched a trial and don't really understand what goes into like putting a conviction together, especially for murder. So let's just say that the parents had played a part and the police know in some cases, they can't just go and arrest them. They might have to look for some other reason to arrest them. I mean, if you really follow true crime, then you would have more of an understanding of what's taking so long with the police and why this case is dragging along and why it might even go cold for a while. That happens. It happens a lot. It happens in a lot of cases where they're just, they go cold. And, it's sad, but it happens. Did you see? No, Florida Keys. I did not watch it. I saw Wendy cut it, and I listen, dude. I don't care what anybody says. I would never show that on my page ever. There's just no need. And I'm not going to go watch it now because I saw, I'm okay with seeing like some autopsy photos, especially if you do follow trials, they show them during the trials. If it's somebody's arm or their hand or something or their leg, I do not want to see anybody's deceased face on the autopsy table while they're, not even. When you see somebody at a funeral, in a casket, that's after they've been made up. There's heavy amounts of makeup. There's been fluids flushed through their system to, relax muscles and make things look somewhat normal. Okay. But before that, I don't want to see what a body looks like, anybody's body. I don't care whose it is, because it's not a pretty sight. And I definitely don't want to see their faces. That's very disturbing to me. Especially for, somebody who's under the age of 18. I don't even want to fucking think about it. So I will never forget when I was doing when I was following the Jodi Arias trial, and I Googled Travis Alexander's name one day, and I pressed image search. I forgot exactly what I was looking for. And up pops a photo of his face. Now everybody knows that he was, well, I don't know if everybody knows, but Travis was stabbed 28 times, brutally, had his neck slit open, okay, almost decapitated. There was about, I don't know, an inch or a half inch of skin left on the back of his head. God, that's terrible. And a picture of his face, okay, showed up like in the Google image search that I did. And I'm not fucking kidding with you. I don't have a stomach for that shit. I just don't. I'm not one of those people. I know that there's certain people who can take that shit. I'm not one of them. I don't want to see that. Like, I just don't. I don't need to see that. That's not going to help me with anything. Okay. Except give me nightmares, which is exactly what happened. It gave me nightmares for about a month. I'm not even kidding with you. Every time I closed my eyes, I just saw his face. I was, I know this sounds like weird, but I was following the case so closely that like I almost felt like I knew him, because I had seen so many pictures of him and videos of him and whatever. And then to like all of a sudden see that, it was just shocking, and it was really fucking disturbing. And I just like, I have no desire to ever look at autopsy photos again after seeing his. I ended up seeing all of his autopsy photos after that, and nope. I just don't need to look at there's no need. I just don't know what a regular person gains from seeing autopsy photos. Like, we are not doctors. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what you gain from that. I guess if you're like really into that shit, fine, but there's just no need to tell this story. If you're just trying to tell this story, I watched the case that she showed last night. I watched it just recently. I didn't know about the case until recently. And I know the whole story. I do think that the death is suspicious. I know enough to know that, yeah, it does seem suspicious, and it could probably go either way. I really, don't know. I don't know how I feel on it. But I don't need to see his autopsy photos to like change anything about the way I feel personally. That's just me though. Visual people like really take it in more visuals. I just can't. Yeah, pickle, girl. Like I can't, dude. I just that shit. Nope. I don't have the stomach for it, and I just don't have the heart for it. Like I just feel like I'm weird about death shit like that anyway. So I just feel like there's just no need. Like there's just no need. I can't really think of one valid reason that you would need to show that. I know that there was people in Alicia's chat last night saying that like the family wanted it to be seen, and I don't know. I would have to see that for myself to like really fully I don't know, except that the family would want that out there like that. I know it was in a documentary they said, that was on Netflix that was done about him, but like still, I just don't need to fucking see that. I don't need to see it. Sorry, just don't. It's fucking disturbing, dude. I can't look at shit like that. But you don't insist you know the answers. Oh God, don't summon Lindsay, please. Oh my God, she just kept repeating it over and over and over again. I'm like, girl, you haven't been around here too long, huh? We understand what you're saying, but I just like that's my personal feelings. Like to me, I would just never have the heart to even show that because it's not my child. I don't care what the family wants. Like I don't that's me. That's my own morals and principles that I just personally don't would never feel right showing something that personal of a child, of another person's child. Like that is just no. Sorry. Uh-uh. Yeah, reading about shit like that is enough for me too, girl. I can't. I just mm-mm, mm-mm. No, no, thank you. I'm good. Haley, I didn't know a gunshot looked like that. Wait, hold on. I didn't know a gunshot looked like that. I was like, I'm going to discard. What was that, Amy? 99% of the world would never do that ever. I mean, and to not even give a warning about something like that, because I'll tell you right now, when I fucking stumbled upon um Travis Alexander's picture by accident of his face, uh that was, let me just put it this way, okay? Just nothing looks right, okay, in those pictures. If you saw it last night, then you know what I'm talking about. Oh gosh, it's fucking disturbing, dude. Like you need like to warn people before you show something like that to them. Like I wish I had a fucking warning before I saw that because I definitely wouldn't have even looked at it. His family has wanted some images to be seen in hopes of reopening the investigation. I and Lexi, like people were saying that, and I totally get that. You know what I'm saying? Like I get that, but like I don't even knowing that, I personally would never show it. I don't care if the family wants it. I just would not feel right doing that. Like I don't even feel right looking at it, let alone showing it to other people. I mean, you know, it's just not not your place to do that, I guess. I don't know. I just don't, it's my own personal feeling. Yeah, Nana, I'm good. For the documentary, they wanted to include the photos to tell the story. They did not give permission for a dimwit like LP to use them. Most of the time, she is all wrong. Yeah, like saying, "Why is the arm up?" Dude, they they take photos of the people. Okay, I saw Wendy's video, which thankfully it was blocked out. But they take photos of the people in the position that they're in um, for the crime scene investigation. They do that all the time, whether it's a suicide or a murder. They're gonna take photos at the scene for records, just in case. So that would probably be why his arm was up because he was in a position where his arm was reaching. That's how they found him. She's like, "Well, it's so weird. Why would they take this picture with his arm up? I don't like." First of all, where did you get the picture from? There was no explanation? I don't know. Well, exactly. Unless you're telling the story, and I didn't watch her live, so I have no idea like how she was presenting it. But if I had to guess, it probably wasn't in a sensitive, way, to say the least. She sure asks a lot of stupid questions. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just I don't know. I don't know what the fuck the purpose was and why. I saw a little clip that was kind of out of context. Like I didn't see what she was saying prior to her showing that or why she brought it up or where she even got it from. But just I personally would never feel comfortable doing that. I understand that there's people that want to see that shit, but dude, give a fucking warning at the very least. I mean, that's just the right thing to do, just in general. Is to just at least say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna show an autopsy photo. If you're sensitive to that type of stuff, please um just check out. I watch this guy Gavin Fish. I actually found him during the Gabby Petito case. He did this really really good series on this girl that was basically murdered and dumped, and then the police ruled her death um an overdose, like a suicide. I don't know why they do that. I've been watching a lot of things lately, and the police are just like ruling suicides. There's that other story that just came out, Lauren Smith something, and this beautiful, gorgeous black girl. I mean, she's absolutely beautiful. Goes on this date with this guy from Tinder. and she's dead the next morning. And they said that she had overdosed on, excuse me, fentanyl, and then like these two antihistamine medications. I don't know why she was taking two of them. They both seem to be for the same thing, but they I think they said it was suicide. I'm like, dude, people don't not everybody that overdoses is trying to kill themselves. Like that's fucking weird that they rule a lot of overdoses as suicides. And it's just like a random observation that I've had of like stories that I've been watching lately. And parents are fighting because they're like, oh, my child didn't do drugs. How did they get ruled as a suicide? You know what I'm saying? Or they never would have killed themselves because they overdosed. It's like that's not always, sometimes people take drugs and they have no intentions of overdosing. It's just weird that they do that. My mom was a coroner. I left photos behind and I discarded them. Oh, girl, I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't be able to look at them. I'd have to throw them out too. No, thank you, girl. No, thank you. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. On thumbnails. What do you mean, Lexi? I remember one time she put the I think it was her, John Benet Ramsey crime scene photos, which I didn't even know were public. And she put the picture of her neck with the garrote or whatever it was that was on her neck. And I was like, I there was another channel that did that, and I fucking reported the shit out of it because I was like so disturbed. Like, I don't want to fucking see that. I don't want to see that. If you want to see that, great. I don't want to see it. I don't want that shit in my feed. I don't want it in my suggested. Like, I don't want to see that type of shit. I don't need to see it to know the story. Thank you. Hydroxyzide visceral for itchies. Pictures like that should not be on thumbnails. I totally, totally, totally agree. Yes, D-Rad, yeah, they do call it accidental overdose, but sometimes they've been like some of these things that I've been watching, they rule it as a suicide. And I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm not into that kind of shit. I just can't see it. It's just not for me. No, thank you. I don't find it like, I just don't find any value in it, in seeing that shit. I just like, dude, this whole world of social media, people covering cases the way that they do, and they're like, well, the news does it, but it's like, okay, well, you know what? People are race car drivers. That doesn't mean I should be one. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because it's happening elsewhere, that doesn't mean that you could do it. Don't call yourself a fucking journalist, okay? When you have a YouTube channel, you're not a fucking journalist. Like, come on, dude. That's insulting to the people who went and put the time in, did internships, got their degrees and all that kind of shit. Like, you can't just because you're covering a story call yourself a journalist. That's fucking insane to me. These people are so narcissistic that they're like labeling themselves with these fucking, professions that they're just not. You're just not. You're not a fucking journalist. Just because you're talking about some case on YouTube doesn't make you a fucking journalist. She did probably admit she watched it. Yes, I know, crazy Gemini. I was actually talking about that with somebody this morning because I remember talking about that with her, and she was like, "Oh, I was laughing," and I'm like, she was like telling me, like again after she said it on a live, which I thought was incredibly insensitive and stupid. And she told me on the phone in private, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I think that's funny," and I'm like, "Well, I don't know how you find that funny, but okay." I'm like, I don't like care to watch anything like that, but sure. Hey, listen, there's got to be people out there, and this is what I was just saying to the person I was speaking about this. Like, there's got to be people out there that are able to stomach that kind of shit. Otherwise, we wouldn't have coroners, and we wouldn't have police, and we wouldn't have hospital people and crime scene investigators and shit like that. I understand being able to stomach that shit, fine, but to brag about laughing about it, I don't know about that. Like that's a little psychopathic. Like, there ain't nothing funny to me when somebody gets so upset that they take their own lives. You know, that's I don't know. I don't see the humor in that, I guess. And like sometimes like I don't even believe it. I don't know if it's just being said for shock value, you know, to try to like I mean, I don't know why you would even want to shock some people like that, but hey, to each their own. I personally just don't find any of that shit entertaining. You know, it's never into like faces of death or anything like that. Like, no thanks. I don't need to see that shit. Fucking autopsy that was on HBO. I couldn't watch that. You know, it's just not my cup of tea, you know? So I'm not one of those people that can stomach that kind of shit very easily. It's very troublesome to me. You know, I'll have fucking nightmares and shit. Like, no, thank you. Even sometimes, like on the news, I was watching. In fact, after I watched the, what's her name? What's her name? Holy shit! I just said her name. Now I can't. Oh, Kendall Wright. After I watched her, you know, documentary about the Androcchio. Am I saying that right? Androcchio? Is it Androcchio? Well, whatever. After I watched her documentary about that, I started watching other videos and I watched the True Crime Daily video and they like straight up fucking showed a picture of his body slumped over, you know, in the bathtub. And I was just kind of like shocked that they showed that much of it the way they did because I was like even that bothers me. I don't know. I just like, I don't know. I called the medical examiner multiple times on my daughter. I still can't accept certain things. Oh, D-Rod, I'm sorry, girl. Girl, I even go back with my own mom's death, you know, and I think to myself, there's things that, you know, I look back on it and I'm like, I question just things, I guess. I think that's just normal to do that. You know, you just question everything when somebody dies. You're like, did I do the right thing? You know, I remember they asked me if they wanted to do an autopsy and I denied it because I just like I couldn't even think about it, you know, and looking back now, like sometimes I think to myself, why didn't I just say yes? Like it wasn't going to cost me any money or anything. Like why didn't I just say yes? Cuz in my head she died and she had cancer and she was sick, but like I don't know, what if there was something else like, you know, I do think that to myself sometimes like because of just because of everything that was going on with my brother and his wife, and it just, you know, your mind starts going to some really fucking dark places sometimes. I know mine did. You know, I just like sometimes would think crazy shit because I just lost complete trust in the people that I trusted the most in my life. And it was really fucking with my head for a while there, you know, and it still does to this day. I go back and I'm just like, what the fuck happened? You know, you see somebody going from like, I mean, relatively healthy to like dying so quickly, you know, it's just you question things all, you know, in your head. You're just like, I question the doctors. I just question everything. Like, what happened? How did that all happen? You know, there's days where I'll just sit there and like look back and be like, what the fuck happened? Like, how did that all come to be? It just happened so quickly. It was overwhelming. And you don't have time to really think about things while you're going through it because you're just like you're on like autopilot in a sense, you know, you're just trying to do things and be there and help out and whatever, so you're like not questioning things the way you probably normally would if you weren't in such a high stress situation. So that, you know, afterwards you start really questioning everything. You're like, well, what if this happened, what if that happened? So tell everyone not to make any big or hard decisions right after the loved one passed because you're not in the best mindset to do so. Be first, that couldn't be any more true. Like, you know, that's why when we were doing my mom's estate, like I really felt like, you know, we should just wait and just not, they were in such a rush. And I was like, dude, this is like a big thing, you know, like this is it. Once you settle all this, it's done. It's just done. And trust me, like looking back now, you know, 4 years later, well, it hasn't been 4 years since I did her estate. It's been like probably 3 or 2. You know, I look at some of the decisions I made and I'm not very happy about them. You know, stupid things mostly, but like there's just some decisions that I made that I felt like had I not been in that frame of mind, I probably wouldn't have made them. Or things that I would have probably fought a little bit harder for, but I just didn't have the fucking energy. Like, you know, there's a lot of things that I look back on and I'm just like, oh God, why did I do that? Why did I allow this? one of the biggest ones is, why did I pick my fucking attorney? God, that was like the worst. No, all right, I shouldn't complain about the attorney. God rest his soul. He passed away, but I shouldn't complain. He did accomplish what I wanted to accomplish. So it was a struggle. I know these people make me laugh. Like, you're a journalist, press pass. Yeah, like, what's her name? Bullhorn Betty. She went and got, anybody could go buy a fucking press pass, dude. Like, online. Like, that doesn't make you a journalist. I don't know. These people are fucking delusional, dude. They're fucking delusional. There was somebody that came on Burnt Toast chat last night, and I just couldn't believe the fucking like enabling excuses that they were making for these people's behavior. They're like, well, everybody begs for money. All creators beg for money and ask for money and memberships and people to join their Patreon. And I'm thinking, I've been, on here for 4 years. I've never once asked anybody to give me money for any reason ever. And I don't even have my memberships turned on, but when I did, I never asked people to join them. I never fucking even, remembered to like put the link out there unless somebody asked me about it. So yeah, there's that. So I mean, like, I could only speak for myself, but I don't see other creators doing that. Like, join my memberships. I don't know. I see people maybe saying, hey, you can join the memberships, but I don't see them begging for it. No, that I don't see. Sometimes you are the only one to settle the estate and you have no choice but to do it because nobody else will step up and do it unless there is something to gain. Yeah, Soldier. And that's incredibly difficult too. Incredibly. Tragedy pins don't care if they're re-victimizing the victim. It's sad, but they're truly sick. They're gonna change how true crime is covered here, Soldier. They certainly are. It's going to change. The victims are starting. Look, I feel like it started a lot with the Shanann Watts case, right? And then now, as we go through more cases, and they're getting more and more social media attention, the way that they are, and the way that they're covering them, and the way that they're harassing the families. Listen, there's nothing wrong. I fully believe, if you're a victim, especially somebody like Don Wells or Candace Wells, whose child is still missing, social media could be a very, invaluable tool to them to get the word out there and, stuff like that. But unfortunately, all this other shit, and this is what's so crazy about this, like, fucking gaslighting that these people are doing, because they're like, well, they're not on the news. Dude, the news moves on. The news isn't going to just keep having them up there every fucking day, and these people, here's the thing, you can't have it both ways, right? They can't be these country bumpkin, backwoods, mountain, poor, stupid, uneducated folks, okay? But then also know how to run a campaign for their children's innocence, or for finding their child. It can't fucking be both ways. These people don't have the tools to do these kinds of things. I wouldn't, like, I put myself in their position. I wouldn't even know where to fucking start. If somebody just think about this, okay? If somebody just vanished out of your life like that. And I think of like JC Dugard. They're like, oh my God, they're moving on with their lives. They're eating. They're fucking eating. How dare they eat? They did the same thing to the Laundrie parents. How dare they eat? I mean, dude, they have to fucking eat. How dare they go to work? Well, they have to fucking make money. Like, at some point in time, unfortunately, your life has to continue on, and you still have to do the normal things when you're grieving that we all have to do. I had to wake up every day and be a mother every morning while I was grieving, while I felt like I was a fucking zombie, and I was a zombie. I wasn't even fucking there, but I had to get up every morning, get my kid to school. I was a class mom. I was going through the motions of life. I wasn't really there, but I had to do those things. I couldn't just stop my life because my mom passed away. I had to keep doing what I do. Trust me, if it was up to me, I would have laid in my fucking bed, closed my fucking door, and just cried to myself for probably 3 years straight, and just never would have came out of my room, never showered, if it was up to me. But I didn't have that option. And a lot of other people don't have that option either. They can't just sit home on their fucking asses or, be out searching every day, and I brought up JC Dugard, but I got ahead of myself there. Her parents, she was missing for like what, 17 years, this girl? She got kidnapped from the bus stop by this fucking creep, Philip Garrido. Okay. At a certain point in time, same thing with Natalie Holloway. All these people that went missing and their cases went either unsolved or weren't solved for years later. Like the parents have to advocate and they have to go on with life. Some of these people come from different kinds of backgrounds, and may have more connections with people that where they're able to campaign a little bit better. I don't think the Wells, personally, just from what I've observed from them, I don't think they're equipped to understand all this shit and how it works and how to organize search parties. I mean, you're talking, these are blue collar, okay, like the bluest of blue collar people out there that are, they're not educated, okay? They don't probably even follow this kind of shit. They've been through the criminal justice system on the wrong side of it. They clearly don't know what they're doing. And that's clear. Otherwise, Don wouldn't keep coming up on these panels. So it's like you can't fucking have it both ways, though. You can't say that they're stupid, uneducated hillbillies, and then at the same time ask why they're not, organizing search parties and shit. Like, because that takes, brains to do that. It takes connections with the community to do that. I mean, Beefers, I 100% agree with that. I think back to that JC Dugard case, and I also the Summer Wells case actually really reminds me of the Katie Beers case, which actually happened here on Long Island. I will never forget this shit as long as I live because I was fucking terrified as a kid. I was terrified to get kidnapped after this happened. Because she was only a year older than me. So it was like, I don't know. That was a big fear of mine when I was a kid. Like I always felt like I was gonna get kidnapped for some reason. And it just made it more scary because it happened literally 2 towns over from me, So like this happened right near where I grew up. So anyway, she was in a really, really bad environment, Katie Beers. I do suggest if you're into those kind of stories, read her book because it's fucking really good. It is. It's a really, really good book. And she really gets into depth. And what this girl endured in her childhood, it's just fucking amazing that she could even like smile, She grew up in an abusive, house, no money. They were on welfare. I mean, the similarities to her story and Summer Wells, it's a lot. There's a lot of similarities there. The mother brought around a lot of, shady, unsavory characters, I guess, around her. And that's who ended up taking her. Somebody that was a family friend that they trusted, that, she had been out with a million times. And, he took her. She had, she didn't scream. She didn't kick. She knew the guy. She had been out with him several times. He was a family friend, for her whole life. And he had been abusing her, and she had been abused by so many people. It was just horrible. This girl's story is fucking horrible. It's the worst of the worst. And that happened here on Long Island, like there's poor people everywhere. And I don't know, that's another ignorant thing that they're like, they think like these poor people only live down south. No, there's fucking poor people, homeless people. Some girl living in a tent right around the corner from me, living in a fucking tent in the woods. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's everywhere. There's poverty everywhere. But anyway, yeah, if somebody really wanted to get on that property and get that little girl, they could. The terrain to somebody who fucking, I mean, can't even walk around the block. Yeah, that might seem difficult, but I'll tell you right now, I grew up my entire life in the woods. That shit would be no problem for me. I grew up my fucking whole childhood playing in the woods. That's what we did in my town because we had nothing else to do. So we ran around in the fucking woods. We went, hopped over streams and did all sorts of crazy shit, made trails. That was like my whole childhood. In fact, it was like the best part of my childhood was going in the woods. We hung out in this state park that was down here, over here, that I grew up right next to. And so like that's where we went when we were kids. we hung out in the woods. I'd have no problem climbing up that little fucking hill or mountain or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I mean, we don't have mountains around here, but we definitely have woods. What was the name again? Katie Beers. Beers. Beers, just like the beer you drink. Really good book. I don't know the title of the book. I can look it up for you. It was, and also JC Dugard. I read her book too, and it was really good. Her story is just, I mean, just so fucked up. This guy took her when she was, I think she's actually my age as well. And the guy took her when she was, I think she was in 4th grade, I want to say. He fathered her 2 children in this time. You know, she didn't go to a hospital even. She gave birth to the 2 babies in the house. I mean, it's so fucked up, dude. And he kept her in a tent outside. Fucking crazy. Let me see if I can find Katie Beers' book. But anyway, there's a lot of similarities to me with the Katie Beers story and I mean, I don't want to say like the story because we don't know what happened to Summer Wells. We don't know if she was abducted. I'm just saying, you know, the way that she grew up, the people that were around her. Let me see what her book is called. It was really good. Buried Memories. Buried Memories, it's called. Really good book. I read that shit in like a few days. I just like once I read a book like that and I just get into it, I just like can't put it down. The Hogs are the worst investigators. You keep an open mind. You don't say that absolutely didn't happen. Well, yeah, that's the thing. If you go into a crime, and this happens all the time, you know, like these investigators sometimes will go into, I was watching this one case the other day on Kendall Ray's channel where the mom adopted this young boy and he was special needs. You know, he had all sorts of problems, behavioral problems and you know, whatever. And one of the things that he developed while he was, you know, in their care and living in their home was pica. If you guys don't know what that is, that's when, you know, you eat things that aren't food. Sometimes to make up a mineral deficiency. I don't know. There's all different types of, you know, reasons for why people do this. Like they'll eat fucking crazy things like cotton and, you know, the fucking wall board or whatever. It's a fucking really weird thing. And apparently it's very common in kids that are in foster homes or who have been, you know, adopted or whatever, or in abusive situations. And so this mom had been in a car accident or whatever, and she was really badly injured and she fell asleep. And when she got up, the kid was like, you know, asking for food, like he was constantly eating. And so she gave him, I forget exactly what it was. I don't know if it was some type of soup or something that had like the spice in it. And then she gave him a water with the spice in it. She put the spice in the water for some reason. I don't know if it was like to punish him for something. I forgot. But either way, the kid ends up dying. When they got him to the hospital, he had died of salt intoxication. Fucking crazy. I didn't even know you can die from that. He had too much salt in his body. And the police got so hyper focused on the mom, right? That they just didn't want to see anything else, that it was an accidental death, which it ended up, she's free now. She ended up getting, you know, out of jail and out of her sentence, whatever it was, I forget. But you know, the police sometimes they just focus on the wrong things. I mean, it does happen. I don't know where the fuck I was going with that story, but somebody said something and then I just went off on a tangent there. But you know what I'm saying? Like that does happen. You know, police are humans too. They make mistakes. But I agree with you, B-Fergs, that, you know, and I haven't looked at the full property and all that shit online because I'm not that into the Summer Wells case, but like I would have never, that's what I was saying, being hyper focused on one thing. I wouldn't write it out of the realm of possibilities that she was abducted because, you know, if it was somebody came, most of the time when children are abducted, it's somebody that they know. It's more common that it's somebody that they know than a stranger, right? Statistically. So, I mean, that would explain a lot if somebody that they knew came up, took her, and that would be why the dogs didn't bark or nobody heard her screaming. Because if it's somebody that they know, the dogs aren't going to bark. My dog didn't bark at everybody that came to my house, only certain people. He barked at my mailman, but there was times, like my mom would come over, he wouldn't bark. He knew my mom, So, I mean, I don't know. It's possible. You just don't get hyper focused and then call yourself a fucking journalist, because journalists are supposed to remain somewhat unbiased. Well, no, they should be very unbiased, in an investigation or a story that they're covering. They should be unbiased, and not be condemning people. So how the fuck do you call yourself a journalist? When journalism 101 is to remain unbiased. Like, I mean, hello, do you ever see the news convicting people? What these people are trying to do is they're trying to fit a round peg into a square hole, or did I say that backwards? Either way, you know what I'm saying? Like they came up, most of the things that they say that they know, right? It's hearsay. Oh, her teeth were falling out. Well, she was 5 years old, and that does happen to 5-year-olds. They lose their teeth. I believe that's when children start losing their teeth, around 5 and 6 years old. So, the fact that her teeth were falling out, that's not all that abnormal. I heard, oh, that's what that girl was saying. She's like, well, just get dental care. I'm like, dude, dental care is one of the most expensive fucking things. Okay, first of all. Second of all, just because her teeth were fucked up, does that mean that the parents killed her? I mean, what? That doesn't even fucking make sense. That was this girl last night on Burnt Toast. She's like trying to say that, oh, well, they didn't take her, her teeth are falling out. I'm thinking, well, a lot of 5-year-olds' teeth fall out, and kids get cavities all the time. Because why? They're fucking, first of all, kids don't brush their teeth, right? I mean, they don't even have the fucking coordination to really brush your teeth like the way you're supposed to. I know my son used to like put his toothbrush in his mouth, and instead of like scrubbing it, he would like, I can't even explain. It's kind of hard to explain, but like he would just go like up and down and like bang it on his teeth almost, like he had no idea what he was doing at that age. You have to help them and teach them. You know, they had 3 kids. I mean, I don't know. It's just fucking like so irrelevant to the fucking story that her teeth were fucked up. So irrelevant. Unfortunately, there's just people out there who can't afford to bring their kids to the dentist. I know my parents went through a time period where they didn't bring us to the dentist. Probably why my teeth are so fucked up too. They couldn't afford to bring us. So they didn't for a while. I bring my son for all of his cleanings just to make sure, 'cause I don't want him to have to go through what I went through, but um some people just simply can't afford it. That doesn't mean they killed their fucking kid. Just because their house is shit and there's wires hanging from the fucking ceiling that Laura was so bothered about the other day, that doesn't mean that they killed the kid because there's fucking wires hanging from the ceiling. She's like, they have money, they have cars. Dude, you don't know how they got those cars. They could be leasing them, and a car payment and a house is a lot different, dude. Cars are relatively inexpensive to buy compared to houses. And again, you don't know how they even obtained those cars. So what does that have to do with anything? She's like, they're not broke. They have good cars. That doesn't mean anything, dude. Doesn't mean, dude, guess what? I was a broke ass bitch and I was driving a fucking expensive car when I was younger. That I was fucking broke as fuck, dude. My car was nice, but nothing else I had was nice. Like I was a broke ass bitch just driving a nice car, because that was about all I could fucking afford. I couldn't afford to have a nice apartment or anything else, so I had a nice car. I mean, that doesn't mean anything. So stupid, dude, what these people judge on. So fucking stupid. She's a financial advisor. Oh, geez. Oh, by the way, whose account was it? Somebody's account was cloned. The randomest person too. Who the hell was it? Oh my God, I can't remember. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it again on my phone. I saw them. And I just want to let them know if they watch this, because I did leave them a comment. It's a subscriber, and it's like a really random one that they picked. I don't know why anybody would clone this person. Hold on a second. They just want to let them know because they were in oh my God, with the fucking mask mandates already at the school. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can find it. They were in Alicia's last night. I believe I saw them on the Wendy's video. Dude, I can't even watch this. Oh my God, this shit is just terrible. Have it so big on your screen like that. My God. All right, let me see if I can find them again. Hold on. Paige Lovelace. Her account was cloned, and I don't know why. Like, I don't know. I'm just like, why would you pick her of all people? It's so weird. Remember when the missing were on the milk carton? Yes, I do remember that when I was a kid. What were you kidding about, CK? Sorry. Oh, about her being a financial advisor. I was gonna say that's kind of scary. All right, dude. I don't want to talk about her, but I just gotta say one thing, dude. That fucking somebody told me to go look at the Valentine's candles, dude. Laura, girl, who would want a candle saying something about a blowjob? I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Is like, what goes through your head? Oh my God, dude. I don't remember exactly what it says, but I was just like, what? Like, what? Like, this candle is gonna light this candle if you want a blowjob or something. Like something like that. I'm like, what the fucking fuck? If my husband handed me that, okay, for Valentine's Day, he would fucking have two black eyes. I'd be like, what the fuck is this, dude? Are you kidding me? Who's gonna buy that, dude? Yeah, hold on. I'll tell you what it says. I'm not gonna show it, but I'll tell you what it says. I mean, just what? Like, why does everything have to be so goddamn gimmicky? Oh, this fucking storage bullshit. It says, light me when you want a BJ from your favorite bitch. What? Light me when you want a BJ from your favorite bitch. Like, what? What the fuck is that, dude? Like, that's so fucking weird. Who the fuck would want to put that on their counter anywhere? Oh my God, dude. So bad. This is so bad, dude. Oh, it's like, dude, like, read the room, bro. Read the room. Like, this ain't the community for that, you know? Most of the women in this community are like older women. I don't know. I like, you know, I would say this community, like the demographic is like 30s. Like, I was looking at eyeshadows, right? The palette the other day. And I was like, okay, you know, I talked to you guys about this. Like, I was thinking of making palettes, and I'm thinking, you know, what's my demographic? It's mostly, you know, women around my age to like their 60s. Okay. So, you know, I would have to cater to that demographic, like not 20-year-olds, you know. So I wouldn't be putting like hot pink in there. And you know what I'm saying? Like, just like read the room, dude. Read the room. Mm. I was like, what the hell would make you put that on a candle, dude? I don't know. It's just fucking weird. I'd really like to know how many of those she sells. I'm just curious. Like, it's just fucking weird. It's just fucking weird. Oh man. That's like this summer candle description said something about feeling safe and warm at home. Yeah. Yeah. Right. That. She doesn't get that whole thing and why people are so outraged. Okay. It doesn't matter if you didn't sell them. It's the whole point that you like wanted to sell them. Like that you even thought it was a good idea to put a missing child's candle face on a candle and then you were just going to sell it and give only $5 or whatever it was, which is your cost of making them, to missing and exploited children, and that you were going to profit off of the rest of them. It doesn't matter that you didn't sell it. It matters that the intent was there. Like, people get like Dalia Dipolito, right? She got arrested for hiring somebody to murder her husband. Her husband never got murdered, right? She got caught, but the intent was there. That's what she got convicted on, the intent. Not the actual murder, but the intent to murder. And like, that's a big thing in the law, right? Is intent. When they're prosecuting people. So that's what people are upset about. They're upset about the intent there to profit off of a child. If other people are doing it, it's fucked up. Anybody that does it, it's fucking wrong, dude. It's just fucking wrong. Yeah. Anybody's kid. I don't care if it's a missing kid, just like, it's just not your fucking place to do that, dude. I don't know how you could like think that that's okay. I just don't. I don't. I have to say thanks for your grief series. I have to finish it though. Big love. Thank you, Scaramouche. I have to finish it too. I kind of just left off. I got really, I don't know. I just got really, I got sick of talking about it, and I got sick of fucking thinking about it mostly. But I took a little break during a Christmas one year, and then I really realized that like I need to fucking do some serious fucking healing. Like, I need a break from this. I need a break from thinking about it. It consumed my life for years. So I needed a break from it. And now I do want to finish it. I just like, I want to finish it in a different way. And I can't get my mind together to like organize my thoughts enough in what happened in the last few months, because I just kind of shut down at that point. I really did. I just shut down. I was like, I think I was going so far. And then I just shut down in the last couple of months while we were finishing up my mom's estate. And I just like the details are, it's so weird because it's more recent, but the details are a lot more fuzzy in my head than it was, in the beginning and stuff. So plus there wasn't as much going on. So I think that could be a reason why too. We just got down to the end, and it was just kind of like waiting game actually, and it became just a fucking nightmare. A nightmare. It was like I was trying to end a nightmare, and I ended up making it worse. And it was just fucking horrible, dude. Horrible. I got scammed by my lawyers basically, and it was just it was a fucking, that's why I just shut down. I was like, I can't take any more bullshit. I just can't take another fucked up thing happening in my life. So yeah, so I had a step. It did help me, Scaramouche. It helped a lot to talk about all that stuff. It really did. It really fucking, I don't think I realized it until way later how much it actually helped me to talk about all that shit. Because I really had, I had my husband who we talked about it nonstop, I had my cousin that I talked about it with, and a couple of other people. But like they kind of lived it with me. But there was like a lot of thoughts that I had that like, I don't know, it just helped. What's the word they use? Cathartic. It was, it did just help to like hear other people's perspectives. You know what I'm saying? Like not just the people that I talk to in my personal life, but to hear other people's perspectives on it. Because like sometimes when you go through a situation like that in life that's really hard, you really start to think to yourself like, is it me? Like, am I fucked up? Because of course I'm not saying I'm totally innocent in everything that happened, right? I was an asshole too. But I feel like some of it was justified, and then a lot of it was, just me being an asshole at the time because I was so fucked up emotionally. I don't know. But I look back and, when you're going through it, you're like, am I fucking crazy? Like, my husband's on my side, but of course he's going to be on my side. He's my husband. Like, you know what I'm saying? Well, that's not necessarily true. That's what I like about my husband. Because if I'm being an asshole, he'll let me know. And I really appreciate that because sometimes, there's been times where like I just couldn't see it, and he'll be like, well, you know what, Liana, you're wrong. And I need that. I need somebody like that in my life to kind of pull the reins back sometimes and let me know when I'm being a fucking asshole. We were still doing my mother's estate. It's only been 3 months. Oh my God, D-Rod, I'm sorry, girl. It's hard. I hope that, she had a trespasser. Well, yeah, see, certain family members felt entitled. That happens, girl. From what my attorney told me, he's like, listen, more often than not, that's how things go. And that is so sad. So sad. You know, it is. And it's sad when it's the person who feels the most entitled is the person who did the least for the person who passed away. That's what was so hard for me. It was like my brother, especially his wife, felt so fucking entitled. And I was just like, dude, I mean, where the fuck were you people? You weren't even around for like the last 3 years. Now all of a sudden you're entitled to everything. Why? Just because you share DNA? When my mom, like, well, not her, thank God, not his wife, but sometimes you have to say it out loud because it just seems so crazy, but to hear others relate makes it better. Well, that's the whole thing, Scaramouche. I'm like, dude, like people are not going to believe this story. Like I need to know I've been like that my whole life. Like I've always, if I'm going through something, like I'll tell like multiple different people because like I like to get different perspectives from people. That's just always been the way I am, like to hear other people's opinions about things because like sometimes when you're in a situation, like you just don't have clarity on it, and it really helps to get an outside perspective on things. Like, I went and I saw a grief counselor and we talked a lot about that. And, she validated a lot of my feelings. So it was helpful for me, that I wasn't fucking just crazy. I'm not looking forward to dealing with my mom's stuff after my stepdad passes. Oh, I'm so sorry, girl. She passed in March and left everything in a mess. Oh, I'm sorry, girl, about your mom. And I'm sorry that, you have to do that. But you know what? You will figure it out. You will. You will, figure it out. Just take it one step at a time. And if you can now, I mean, I don't know what your relationship is like with your stepdad, but if you can now, try to help him maybe get things a little bit better in order for you so that when you have to do it. I know those conversations are so goddamn uncomfortable to have, but they're necessary. It's life. And, that was one thing where I was very like scared to have those conversations with my mom. And I wish I did because I probably wouldn't have had to go through what I went through if I would have just, had those conversations with her. Oh, I'm sorry, D-Rod. Oh, geez. I didn't know that. Oh, man. Sorry to hear that. In pain, shared pain is listened. Yes, exactly. Leave it to Bieber. When you hear, like, I going back to what I was saying before. That video, actually, I watched it recently about my uncle, where I got, he came and left this comment on my video. He was pretty much forced, brainwashed by one of my aunts to do it because he didn't even watch my series. That's what fucking kills me. He didn't even watch it. My aunt got upset because I was on here one day and I had just left my grandmother's apartment and I was like in shock because I found out that she had Alzheimer's. I never say that right. But anyway, I was like in total shock. I was like, what? Like nobody told us that, So I went live. I was driving home and I was talking about it. And my aunt, who fucking stalks me, I got upset that I shared her medical information, which I'm like, I didn't share her medical information. I talked about her having Alzheimer's. That's not sharing her medical information. I'm not like showing her fucking blood tests. You know what I'm saying? I just said, wow, my grandmother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Like I had no fucking idea. I was in shock. Because first of all, it's a scary thing because I could get it. That means I could get it one day potentially, So, anyway, I was driving home, my aunt got upset, and she, what she always does when she's upset about something, instead of just dealing with it herself or confronting, the person herself that she's upset with, she goes around and she rallies up everybody else in the family to get upset about it. She does it all the time. And so she did that. And she knew that he was one of the only two siblings that I was still in contact with of my mom's at the time, and she was in his ear, I guess. And he came over here and he left these really gaslighting, fucked up comments to me about, I need help, and he feels bad for my husband and my son, like these, like, just total fucking gaslighting. I need help, and why am I seeking validation from strangers on the internet? Like, it's not your business to be talking about this, that, and the other thing. And I'm thinking, like, okay, it's my life, dude. What do you mean I can't talk about it? It's my grandmother too. Like, sorry, dude, sorry. Um, Whatever. So you would think he would understand, of all people, because he's like a musician, and like a lot of musicians share their pain through their music. You can express that through their songs and their lyrics and shit. But he just had no, I don't know. He's brainless. He's completely brainless. So anyway, I had gotten into this, argument back and forth with him, and I was just kind of shocked, just, coming from him. But he had no understanding of, like, why I would share my story. And I'm thinking, like, well, why would a celebrity write a biography, an autobiography? What's the difference? Or a crime victim who, like I just told you guys about Katie Beers or JC Dugard. That's like telling them, oh, you don't have a right to tell your story. I have every fucking right to talk about what I went through, dude. And who cares if I'm seeking, validation from strangers? I don't talk to you people. And that's what I told them. I'm like, you haven't fucking reached out to me. I haven't heard from you. The only time I heard from you was when I was cleaning my mom's house out, and you fucking wanted shit. Oh my God, he called me. This motherfucker called me. That's the most I've heard from him in the last 10 years. When I was cleaning out my mom's house, oh yeah, he made sure to keep in touch with me then. Do you think he ever asked me though, like, how's your son? How's your husband? How are you doing? No. Oh, did you make a decision with that steamer yet? Are you guys gonna get rid of that steamer? What about the shelves in your mom's garage? You guys gonna get rid of that? That thing in the bathroom? Are you guys gonna leave that there? I mean, like, he asked for, like, he would call me up and ask for shit. And then you have the fucking nerve. And then once my mom's house was done, I did not hear from him for like a fucking year until he writes this comment on my page. I'm like, boy, you have some fucking balls coming over here, huh? You have some fucking balls coming over here trying to tell me how I should feel. Fuck out of here. Of all people. I mean, he took so much shit from my mom's house, which I'm not going to criticize him for. I opened it up and I asked my aunts and uncles. And to be honest, I know my mom would have rather seen her stuff go to her family, before it was like strangers got it. So I don't have a problem with him taking stuff. Like, I don't care. I'm glad he took stuff, to be quite honest with you, because I feel the same way. I would rather her stuff live on with a family member than with, a stranger. But just that, like, you don't even fucking ask how I am, and you're sitting here in my comment section on YouTube. Okay, if you really cared about me, why wouldn't you message me privately and talk about this? Okay, if you really cared about my mental well-being. But also, I mean, you haven't even called and checked up on me. The last time I heard from you, or I should probably say 5 or 10 times I heard from you, you were asking me about shelves that my mom had that you didn't end up getting, because I started to realize that that's the only reason you were calling me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have some fucking balls. I didn't even tell you guys what happened recently. I with my family, because I don't talk to them. I don't think about them. I really, really try to just move on with my life, dude. I thank God for hockey, my son's hockey, because, like, it keeps me extremely busy. We have friends from there now. Like, we have like our little hockey family and everything, and I'm very thankful for that, because it has helped me a lot. It's just helped distract me from everything and just keep me busy and, give me something to look forward to and something to be happy about. Um, so I didn't hear from, you guys know my grandmother passed away in about, it was like April of last year. And I went to, I don't even know if I talked about this. I went to her, funeral. I went to well, they had like a viewing one day and then the next day was the funeral. So, um, I went, and of course I knew it was probably not going to go over well. My family, I mean, at this point, I'm sure they didn't want me there, which I can't say I blame them because I mean, I did make the videos, and they know about the videos. And so, I can't say I blame them, but it's my grandmother's wake and I have a right to be there, especially since my mom's not around anymore. Somebody should be there in her place, I guess. So I went there, and of course, just like I thought, they were all a bunch of pussies and wouldn't even say hi to me or whatever, which was fine. You know, I spoke to the one aunt and uncle that I am speaking to, and my cousin and everything, and some of my cousins. I still, I'm cool with some of my cousins. So whatever. It was extremely uncomfortable, but I wasn't going for them. I was going for me. Um, and so I went, I was very quiet, just kind of stood to myself. My husband came with me and we just kind of kept to ourselves. And then, her funeral was the next day. And so my husband couldn't make it because he had to work. So I went, by myself and I walked in the church and again, they're just all, they're such childish people. I mean, at the same right though, I didn't, go out of my way to say anything to them. Because again, I wasn't going for them. I was going for me. you know, it's not a party. I was going there to pay my respects to my grandmother. So I went to the funeral the next day and then just left, and that was it. And I was like, that's it. Like, I don't have any connection to these people anymore. My grandmother was really the last thing that was really connecting me to any of them. So I mean, as sad as I was about her death, um, she had a nice long life. She lived to what, 95, 94. I was like almost, it sounds fucked up, but like relieved in a sense that like I didn't have that, looming over my head anymore and having to worry about that happening because I knew it was gonna happen, at some point. And I'm like, that's it. Now I'm done. Like I'm done completely, and that's it. So it's like 4 days after that was in April last year, right? So 4 days after, um, oh no, sorry, it was this November. It's past November. It just passed. So fucked up, dude. Um, so it's like 3 days or a couple of days after my mom's anniversary of her passing, right? It's the day before Thanksgiving. I'm leaving my I wake up in the morning. I forget exactly what happened. Oh, it's so weird. Oh, all right, hold on. Let me back this up. So it was like 5 o'clock in the morning, right? My son had me and my son both fell asleep on the couch. So my husband wakes us up to go upstairs. So he comes and sleeps in my bed until the alarm went off, right? For school. Well, at 5 o'clock in the morning, I go in the bathroom. When I come back, my son's like, Mom, somebody was knocking on the front door, and I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm like, there was nobody knocking. I didn't hear anything. I'm like, it had to be my husband leaving. Maybe it was his car door or something. Hmm. Nobody was there, right? I looked on my camera, nothing had happened. At like 7 o'clock in the morning, we got up. It's like 7:30, 7 o'clock, 7:30. We got up and I go walk. I think he had school that day. I'm pretty sure because yeah, why else would I be getting up that early? So I go open my front door as I do every morning to go smoke a cigarette. And there's this garbage bag with something in it, like this blue thing in it on my front porch. And I'm like, what the fuck? I like got scared for a second. I'm like, oh, what now? What now? I'm like, this is fucking weird. So I peek inside, and it's like this, those like crappy bins they sell at like the dollar store or Walmart. They're like oval shaped, And like people use them sometimes at like a party. You put some ice in it and you can put the drinks in there. They don't really keep them cool because it's open. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Like those cheesy plastic bins. They have like the little handle on the side or whatever, oval shaped, kind of dips down in the center or whatever. I don't know why I'm explaining this in such explicit detail, but just to give you guys an idea, because at first I thought it was like a baby's bathtub, like the way it was shaped. I open it up and I'm like, it's all like pictures and random shit. And I'm like, the fuck is this? And as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I'm like, that's pictures from my grandmother's fucking house. I'm like, that's weird. She died in April. All right. She lived in an apartment. And I know for a fact that they were done cleaning her apartment out in May. Why would you wait until November, until it's like the day before Thanksgiving, right? And 2 days or 3 days, whatever it was, after my mom's anniversary to come and just drop this shit on my fucking, like dump it on my porch like it's garbage, like in a garbage bag. So I didn't even want to look at it. I didn't even want to fucking look at it. So first thing I do is like, I couldn't like, it's like I was going to pass out. 'Cause I'm like, I haven't had to deal with these fucking people in so long. It's so long, you know, like, and it's nice. I got to tell you, like my life, and especially my anxiety level has gone down tremendously. I didn't realize how much anxiety my family was causing me. Like I really didn't. And now I hardly have anxiety. It's like I did, like panic attacks and feeling like I'm gonna pass out and I can't breathe. And let me tell you something, man, that shit's fucked up. Like if you have it, it's fucked up. So anyway, I sit down and I go on my camera and I see my uncle, who in my grief series, if you followed it, I call him Uncle Bob, right? I see him pull up in front of my house, walk up and just dump this thing on my, front step and then drive away and leave. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, why? I just like, no, nothing. It just says from Nana. Oh, that's how I knew it was from them, because I saw my aunt's handwriting. She has very distinct handwriting. And it says from Nana. And I'm just like, what the fuck? So I didn't even want to look at it because I was like, so like, dude, it's been so long since I've even thought about them, that like, I don't want to, put myself back there and like just have to think about all this shit, again. So I go look and I got finally later in the day, I didn't look at it for like the whole day because I was just like, so like, just mac and cheese, you're not blocked. I could see you, hun. Be sure you're not man enough to have me scared to leave shit. Bring it. What? What's going on with him? The fuck? Hey, wild one. Anyway, so I finally, at the end of the day, decide I'm going to sit down and look at this shit, right? My son came home from school. He's like, Mom, let's look at all this stuff. And he's like, why would they just leave it here? Like, he was so confused. He's like, why? Like, who brought this shit? Because he doesn't even know these people. He doesn't know my family, The last time he had seen any of them, he was 3 years old. He doesn't like really remember them, So he's like, it's so weird. Like, why would they just leave it here and just dump it, not even say anything? So I start going through it and like it's a bunch of pictures just randomly thrown into this bucket. They're not like in envelopes or anything like that. And like I'm not complaining. It was nice that some of the stuff, that they gave me, I was happy, and I appreciate, that they gave it to me. Most of it was pictures though. They gave me a picture frame. They gave me this candle that I made for my grandmother when I was a kid. In photography class as all my cousins, which I'm like, why would I want this though? I don't even talk to half of them, but okay. Like, okay. And then a bunch of pictures. Now here's the fucking fucked up part, okay? Because I wanted to, in my heart, think it was a nice gesture, that they gave me something at least, because I didn't get anything from my grandmother. None of the, I bought her like tons of jewelry, nothing. I made her jewelry, none of that. I get a bunch of pictures. Well, as I'm going through the pictures, first of all, they're all doubles. I have pretty much, I would say out of all the pictures, I probably have 75% of the pictures that were in there, because my grandmother and my mom used to take most of the pictures at the family parties, but everybody knows this too. My mom always used to give doubles of, everything that she would like. So if we went to a party and back in the day when you used to actually like order photographs, My mom would always order doubles for my grandmother. She always gave my grandmother doubles, always, always, for years. Like my whole life, she did that. So everybody knows that. They all know that. So 75% of what was in there was pictures that I already have because I have my mom's pictures. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. Maybe they don't know. I'll give them the benefit of that. Here's the fucked up part. Here's the fucked up part. As I'm going through the pictures, I'm realizing that they gave me there's another family member that was like ousted from my family. Okay, it's what ironically it's the uncle who wrote me these nasty comments. It's his wife, and so they put a bunch of pictures of her and gave them like why the fuck would I want those pictures? Like to me that was because I haven't gotten into too much detail on this story, but I'll just put it easily, put it in the most quickest way I can. Her daughter was victimized by the aunt and uncle who brought the pictures here, their son, okay? And so like my family just went the wrong way with this shit, okay? They chose the wrong side in this thing, okay? Not the victim, but the other person. So they gave me a bunch of pictures of the victim's mother who like listen, she wasn't my favorite aunt growing up or anything like that. But when it came to this situation, it wasn't about favorite aunts or anything like that. It was about right and wrong. Okay. It was about right and wrong. And she protected her daughter. And I think any mother in her situation would have done that. And I've always stood by that. And so I guess they felt because, that they gave me a bunch of pictures of her. And I'm like, see, it's like these fucking people are so immature. A nice gesture like they were trying to do, that just kind of just no, no. They threw in a bunch of pictures of my cousin Nico. First of all, why don't you give them to her? Or, why are you giving me pictures of my cousin Nico, like from her graduation and shit? Why? Because she's the person I talked to? Because she was there for me when none of you fucking people were? Okay. And then she gave me a bunch of pictures of my godfather, who's also divorced out of the family. And I'm like, this is like, see, the fact that all those pictures were added of my aunt and that I have no fucking use for just told me, like, this was, like, just leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? I didn't need any of this shit. I didn't ask for anything. I haven't complained about not getting anything. I don't care, dude. I got enough shit in my house. I don't need anything. And I certainly don't need pictures of people that I don't talk to. But I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, at first I felt kind of bad, but then after I saw those pictures of my aunt, I was just like, okay. like you always just have to twist the fucking knife, and this passive aggressive bullshit that these people do when I have not I haven't spoken about them. I haven't thought about them. I haven't, nothing. I have not provoked them in any way, shape, or form to do this. Like, I just couldn't understand it. And of course, I have to question the timing too, that they left it 2 days after my mom's 5th anniversary of her passing, a day before Thanksgiving. Like, were you like trying to fuck with my holiday? Like, I don't know. It's just so fucked up. So fucked up. So, needless to say, like, I just never acknowledged it, and maybe that's wrong, but I just don't even want to at first I could have looked at it like it was like, oh, maybe they're extending the olive branch. But, once I started really looking through it, I realized that no, this was just another, passive aggressive attempt to like rid themselves of their guilt, because they don't want to give nothing. Who even would fucking question it? I don't know because I was just like, whatever, it is what it is. I wasn't expecting to get anything, that's for certain, so like, I don't know. The whole situation's fucking weird. I'm like, these people just like, they just don't stop, I just leave me alone, leave me alone. Thank you for the pictures, but I see what you're doing there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see what you did there. Hello, I had a message and a link and told to come in to your chat. What do you mean? A message and a link? What's the message? So you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit's so fucked up, dude. I mean, I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal, but it's like, just why? Just leave me alone. I'm sure if one of them sees this and watches it, just leave me alone, please. Just leave me alone. Thank you for the pictures. Leave me alone. Am I wrong? I didn't call. I didn't say thank you. Bunch of hurt people who get it. Totally. What is going on? Hold on a second, because I'm sorry. I haven't been paying the best attention to the chat. Hold on a second. Heard of Steph May. Anyway, my laptop's about to die and I can't find my charger. Message and link and told to come to chat. Can somebody grab that? If they can. Person. It's because you know the actual intentions they have, and it isn't on the up and up. Their act was cowardly. All right, thank you, Kate. Because part of me feels like I don't want to let my anger cloud my judgment, right? Like I'm angry with them still, obviously, not as angry as I was, but of course, there's still those feelings there. They're never gonna go away. They're just never gonna go away. But I also, I was like, okay, at first I kind of felt bad. And then after I started seeing that shit, I was like, yeah, why would they give these pictures to me? I don't know, give them to my uncle or something. Why are you giving me pictures of my uncle's ex-wife? Just pictures of just her alone. That just tells me everything I need to know. I chose her over them. I felt like there was just this message, and it's not about that, dude. That's the whole thing. It's not about the people. It's about the situation and what happened. That's all. Sorry about that. Have a good day. No, Steph May, you're okay. I'm sorry, hon. I didn't see you, so I don't know what was going on in the chat. Apologize for any confusion. I just figured it out. I called into. Oh, wait a second. Are you? Oh my God, girl, I'm so sorry. My apologies, and apologies from the people in the chat. Girl, we're paranoid around here. Let me just explain this to you so you don't think we're all fucking crazy. Oh, I feel terrible now. Please stay. Please do. And if you can rewind, because I played your phone call. If you were the person who called in last, I really was touched by it, because I lost my mom. I know it's not, the same as losing your child, but I was really, could relate with a lot of what you were saying. So I played it this morning. I apologize if we're a little paranoid around here, girl, because there's a lot of shall we say shady assholes in the community who come in here and troll and say these cryptic things to me, and mean things to me. So we get a little paranoid when we see a new face sometimes. So my apologies, on behalf of myself and the people in the chat. I know they're just looking out for me, because we've had total weirdos come in here, and things have happened, people being sent to my house. So we get a little paranoid. See, guys, I told you that's what happens. Okay, so I could totally relate with Don Wells and having guns or whatever, because you get paranoid when it is the way it is. But I apologize to you. People what do you mean they figured it out? I hope they didn't get your personal information. See, you were not the only one aware of the fact that grandma's passing was the one less tie they had to you and controlling you. Yeah, Kate, I felt like it was that last fuck you. But I was like, why'd they wait so long? They literally cleaned her fucking apartment out in May. And then you wait until the day, the timing. I'm sorry. Now I know their excuse will be, oh, well, he was out in the area because he owns a company. He's a contractor in a sense, right? So maybe he was out in the area doing an estimate. I don't even know if he still works, to be quite honest with you. I would think he would be retired by his age, but maybe not. Maybe he still works. And they'll be like, "Oh, well, he wasn't out until in the area until then," but that's bullshit because I mean, I do know that my cousin just bought a house and her house is there's like this one road that leads like it goes north and south from the north shore of Long Island to the south shore of Long Island. So I'm at the north part of the road and she's at the south part, and it takes you about 20 minutes to get from north to south on Long Island, on a road like that out here. So uh, you know, they could have came here at any time and dropped it off. I have to question the intention when it's like 2 days after my mom's, 5-year anniversary of her passing and just all that shit. I don't really have anything to hide, just crazy links people go to find out who someone is. I am so sorry, Steph, mate, that happened to you because first of all, I've been there. But I don't understand what reason there was to find out your information. It's not like you hurt anybody or did anything wrong. I just found your call and the things that you had to say very touching because it's the truth. I related with a lot of the things that you said in your call because I've been through grief. I've felt that alone feeling you were talking about, vulnerability, you know, the need to want to help other people because you feel like it's going to help you, when in the end, sometimes you're not making the most rational decisions. Um, it's a very complicated time where it's very easy for people in that situation to get taken advantage of. I've seen it a million times on here, and I don't know if you were here. Well, obviously you just came in, but I was one of the first people in this community to speak out against a certain creator who was basically using a grieving family for YouTube fame. And it started this whole big thing, which, landed me in hot water with her getting swatted by her best friend. What else? Well, a bunch of other shit. My family was doxxed, all this other shit. So, and all I did was, criticize her online behavior. That's that was the result. I was doxxed. I was fucking lied about. There was lies made up about me, my marriage, my husband, everything, my family. I mean, she said she reached out to my brother's wife and just fucking all this crazy shit. My aunt, in fact, somebody sent me a clip the other day of her saying that she reached out to my brother's wife, or that, no, I'm sorry, it was about her putting the information in her Patreon. And I was like, holy shit. I wonder if I could open that on here. Hold on a second. And then she doxed your kitchen counters. Remember that? Yeah. Blue counters. And then she said the name of the town that I lived in. Like it just, and I'm not saying I didn't participate. I'm not saying she came after me for like completely no reason. But like all I was doing was just, criticizing her online behavior here and calling her out. And that was her retaliation because I guess she couldn't fight me intelligently. She fought me like a piece of shit does, She don't know how to fight fair, basically. Her whole way of fighting people is to just like harass the shit out of them because she really doesn't have the intellect to battle. It's lies, and all that kind of shit. That's how she deals with people. Here, look, listen.
I want to say it here again. Oh my god. I'm in no way, shape, or form ready to be on the internet right now. I can't even see the comments, but I'll get to them in a second. Listen.
Now this was
once again, please just listen. The live that I did.
Hold on a second. I just want to put this out here. This is an old clip. This is from 2020, I believe. And she's sick again. Probably because she did something fucked up. Yeah, she read The Art of War. No.
Last night, I accidentally deleted it. I'm sorry. I wish that I didn't.
Okay, first of all, that's bullshit. You can't accidentally delete lives like that. Do you know how hard it is to delete something on YouTube, a video? Like, it's, first of all, you have to log into your computer. You might be, no, I'm sorry. I take that back. You are now able to delete it from your phone. But for a while there, you weren't even able to delete videos from your phone. Okay. So that's the first bullshit. Second of all, you have to log into Studio. Okay. You can't just delete it. Even if you do it on your phone, you have to either go into your Studio app and then they ask you a bunch of times whether you want to delete it or not, and if you're sure if you want to delete it. So there's really no accidentally deleting things. Like when you delete something on YouTube, it's purposely. You have to go through a series of steps to fucking delete things on purpose. I mean, to delete things on here.
because someone may have copied it and put it out there and chopped it up and or whatever the hell they
Chopped
do.
it up.
And then they'll make money off my life. And then that pissed me off. One, I was not sent. No, I did not look up the sister-in-law or the brother of Leona's. It was sent to me. I put it in my Patreon.
Why? All right, now remember, she first denied this. And I wish I had the clip of that because she first denied even having their information in her Patreon. She said she didn't have it in there. I remember this. I mean, I was in her Patreon, and so I saw it with my own eyes. And she denied. She denied it at first. And then she turned around and I guess this was, after there was no denying it.
On March 6th. I put it there and
She put it there the day after my birthday. Hey, Andy Cruz.
I think my intention at the time was like, wow, look at these guys. They're like, professional people. Like, she's not at all, that.
Here we go with her stereotyping. So because my brother, all right, so I saw these pictures that were put in. Let this be a lesson to her fucking thinking. Okay, wait, hold on a second. Let me just play this.
Person that we, thought, and then we saw these videos that, oh God, what's her name? My name is Christina put out. We never would have seen these. I know. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I know. Hi, Tiffany. Thank you for being here. So just to set the record straight, all facts, I was sent a picture of the sister-in-law and the brother. This was my full day to rest. So no, I never doxed anyone. And I wouldn't do that.
She didn't dox them, but she did.
Listen, I got some of my information from Oni.
Huh. She got some of her information. Now, all right. She says that, I remember her talking about this. Holy shit, I almost dropped my laptop. I remember her talking about this, and she's like, they were these professional people. And I'm like, I think I put it in one of the Molly Hershey videos, actually, that I made. That I was like, just because they're professional, I think I put up, like, pictures of, like, fucking, what's his name? Like, Harvey Weinstein and shit. Like, just because they're dressed nice and have nice clothing on and they're professional people, that doesn't mean that they're not pieces of shit. I mean, what does their profession have to do with them and the people that they are? So because first of all, she claims she didn't watch my series, so I don't even know how she knows how I painted them or didn't paint them. If she's hearing it secondhand, well, then that's on her. I don't know. But I mean, I acknowledge in my series many times that my brother is highly intelligent, very smart, has a good job. So does his wife. They're white collar people, I guess. And I've never denied that. But with that said, that doesn't mean that they're not total shitbags too. I mean, his wife especially. She's a fucking scammer. And so what does their profession have to fucking do with anything? I just try to, I don't know. I just can't really wrap my head around what their profession has to do with them and the way they treated my mom and stuff. Like, it just has nothing to do with anything. But yeah, that was her finally admitting that she had put their information in. Holy shit, I just thought I saw Snoop. This keeps happening to me. Out of the corner of my eye, I think I see him. It's so weird. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? She puts the information in there. Why even put their photos in there? Why do you need to show your Patreons, my brother and my brother's wife's pictures? Why? I just don't fucking get it. I would never do that. I would never put somebody's brother's wife. I don't know. I just who cares? I guess because I spoke about them on here, you feel like you have a right to know what they look like. I don't know. It's fucking weird though, to say the least. Have they ever apologized for what they've done to you? Who's that? Steph, you mean her? No, she's never apologized. No. She'll never apologize because she hasn't even taken responsibility for some of it. So, to get first you have to acknowledge that it was you. Here's what went down, Steph, just to give you a little rundown. And for the people that have heard this a million times, I apologize for the redundancy here, but new people need to know. They do. I had called her out when she started basically using the family of Chanel Watts for fame. She would tag their names and titles. Well, I just remember today, she said back at that time that she would never make any money off of them. And, in fact, I think I have a clip somewhere of that. She said she would never make money off of them. And so I just saw him, the brother, commenting one day in under a video about, his sister's case. And I left him a comment and just kind of warned him, said, be careful with that lady. She's out for fame, think that's very obvious. And, she talked badly about your sister, basically. And then now she's like trying to, use your family to get money and fame on the internet. And it's just fucked up. Just be careful with her. Well, guess what? I was right, because she ended up completely fucking destroying that family. But because of that, because I called her out, she started talking about me, and then it kind of went back and forth. I made a video about her. She would talk about me. I'd make a video about her. She'd talk about me. Until it got to the point, where I guess a group started kind of forming the same way it is now, with the Summer Wells case. Like, all these people are outraged by her behavior with this case. And so they're all coming together now. And we got all these new people that are coming into the community that has already been here, right? Speaking out against her. But this was like 4 years ago that this all happened, right? This led up to, her having me and 2 other people that were swatted by her best friend back in 2019, March of 2019. The other creator's name is Hello Starlight, and then there was Mandy, this girl Mandy Bell. All swatted by her friend Oni. The one thing we had in common was that we had all spoke out against her. And so that was, how she dealt with things. She's never taken responsibility for it, but I never had an issue with this guy, really. And neither, not that would cause him to do anything like that. I never talked, badly about him anywhere. And neither, especially the other girl that was swatted within a day of me, this girl, Hello Starlight, she never had any type of connection whatsoever to this guy like that he would want to do that to her. In the weeks leading up to that, we were being trolled. Well, I was being trolled, doxxed, and all that other shit. People pretending to be family members and all this crazy shit coming into my chats, talking shit. At the time, this other girl that I'm now friends with, Alicia, her name is, was friends with her, and she had called me up like a week prior, and she didn't play any role in this. I just want to make that clear. She didn't play any role, but she called me up and was basically telling me to back off Marissa and, whatever. Molly Golightly, whatever the fuck you want to call her, MGL, because I know how much she loves that. And then like a week later, I ended up getting swatted by her best friend. Now, I didn't know it was her best friend for about 2 years. I knew from the very get-go that it was her who was behind it, because especially at that time, I had no enemies on here. None. Zero. She was the only person that was really like somebody that I didn't like on here. So yeah, that, she was really the only enemy that I had at the time. So, I mean, it was pretty obvious that it came from her or one of her people. And then we finally ended up getting proof of it like 2 years later. Because unfortunately, the state that I live in New York, they don't let you get your 911 calls. So somebody else got theirs. And I mean, it's just pretty obvious that it was mine too. I have a whole video about it on my channel. You can actually go and look back from March of 2018. Something about the night I was swatted. You could type my name in and swatting, and get the history on that. But after that, I continued to call her out, and basically I was one of the only people that never fucking bent on her. Like, I felt that way about her from the first time I watched her until now. I still feel the same. Like, she's a narcissist, and that's it. There's no no other two ways about it. No point of having discussions with her, trying to fix anything like that. So we were kind of like at war for years. And a bunch of shit happened to me. A bunch of shit because of her. At one point she was even paying people to fuck with me. And I could prove all of this. So yeah, that's how she rolls. If you call her out, that's how she rolls. She gets your information, she tries to take you down because she just doesn't know how to fight intelligently. If all it really does to me when somebody acts in that way is show their guilt, and show me that I'm right. Because if I was wrong, prove me wrong. Prove the things that I'm saying wrong. If I'm lying about you, prove me wrong then. No, that's not how she fights. She goes real life. She's dangerous. I'd love to tell you my very short experience with her. It started with her attacking my friend Robin. Oh, yes. Yes. That was horrible what she did. I never liked her. I came to her channel asking her to remove that parody video. Which parody video, Beefers? I backed you out the gate, Lee. That woman is mentally ill. Yes, you did, Lee. There's been other people in here that have been, here since the beginning. But like, I have never, there was people at that time when I was fighting with her in the beginning that were against her and then befriended her, which blew my mind because some of these people, like, I was just shocked, because I was like, you guys know who this person is. Like, you've seen it. And they're like, well, I thought she changed. Well, I had read, and the only reason I guess I recognize is because I had read so much about narcissists due to my own, family situation, that when I saw her, it was just like, there was just like fucking neon fucking pink arrows pointing at her, like that she was a narcissist, And so I knew immediately, like, no contact. That's the best way to deal with a narcissist, is no contact. You don't talk to them. You don't, because all they're going to do is gaslight you or try to schmooze you or whatever it is, whatever their goal is, and I'm not going to feed into that shit. And so I never, talked to her, the only time I actually had a one-on-one conversation was when she called me last year. Okay. There's like now the second, or I think, yeah, the second time that she called me. Okay. I didn't give her my phone number. Fucking weirdo just calls people like that. Dude, I would never do that. I would never just like call somebody, like find their number online somewhere and call them. I don't know. Unless it was like it would depend. It would depend on the situation. So she, she was so bothered by me that she called me up. Okay. But last year she called me and had her friend Tiffany Marie record me. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, she had her friend Tiffany record me and I clowned her ass. You can see that on my channel too. It's actually pretty funny. Should we play it? Hold on a second. I'm trying to get up to your other comment. Started with me because I was defending Robin. I spoke up for Robin because she was afraid to. Twat Waffle learned my son had died. And she thought using that against me would scare me. Never. Well, yeah, Steph, I'm kind of going through the same thing. Is that a picture of you and your son? That's just, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry for your, loss of your son, and that people would even fucking think to use that. I have somebody doing it to me right now with my mom, and it's just, it's not like, it's not going to bother me in the way that they think it is. So yeah, I understand what you're going through, girl. And when it happens, especially the first time, you're not a creator. I am. And I've been like, I speak out against these people. So I get it. Well, I don't fully get it because some of the person that I think is doing it to me is somebody that I don't even talk about ever. So it's weird. But anyway, it's very unsettling, for to have that done to you. And I'm sorry that you're even having to deal with that right now. Fucking for standing up for, recording somebody's child and putting it on the internet. I mean, Hold on. I want to read your other comment about the no contact. Ooh, I almost put Nana in timeout. All right, girl. My computer's bugging. No contact doesn't work with people like her because of her platform. She somehow doesn't move on to someone else, stays attacking someone in different ways. And I agree with that, Steph. I agree with that. But here's the thing, okay? When I say no contact, I mean, for me, there's no point of me ever having a conversation with her. Okay. First of all, I have nothing to settle with her. You know, I just don't like her, and she doesn't like me. And you know what? If she doesn't like people talking about her, then she should get off the internet because that's just what the internet is. You're on a public platform. People are going to criticize you. I mean, that's just, I'm sorry. That's just the internet. You can't control the internet. I mean, people criticize me as well. It is what it is. I knew that kind of comes with the territory when I signed up to have a channel. But when I say no contact, right, there's no point in trying to resolve an issue with her because there is no resolving issues with a narcissist. You can't resolve things with them. And they're never going to be resolved in the way you want them to be resolved. You know what I'm saying? So there's almost no point of having that conversation because, they would need to be, in order to resolve things, right? You need to have the ability to recognize when you're wrong, which she lacks, you need to take ownership of your behavior, which she doesn't do, so how do you find resolution in that? You just don't. You just don't. Not with a person like that. You just don't. She's just not, one of those people that you could resolve things with, unfortunately. But for me, there's nothing to resolve. I was just like, hey, shut the fuck up about me. There's the resolution. Here's her calling me and record it. She had her friend record me. Should I share the screen on this? Sure, why not? There's just certain people that I just like, there's no point. She overtalks everybody. Like if you had experience watching her and you see what she does to other people on panels with them, where she just like, she overtalks you. She doesn't let you get a word in edgewise, which is what many narcissists do because they don't want the truth to be heard. They will overtalk you and yell, scream, throw fits. I'm not fucking dealing with that shit. Fuck that. Like, you're not going to fucking do that shit to me. That's not happening. So that's why, pretty big part of the reason why I've avoided her having any type of conversations with her. All right, hold on. Where's my video? Did I share the wrong one? I think I did. Hold on a second. What the hell did I do here? I shared my screen share video, my StreamYard's screen. Hold on. Share screen. This is pretty funny. That's the only reason I'm playing it. Because she like recorded me and then put it on her channel. And I'm like, why would you put this on your channel? You look stupid.
Hey, everybody. Least favorite life coach. Here we are again. So, douchebag Golightly, why don't you ask your husband, who fucking knows everything, right? What the recording laws are in your state? Well, according to this, it says that the Pennsylvania wiretap law does make it illegal to record any.
I was wrong at this point in time, so just disregard this because I didn't realize until after I posted the video that Tiffany was the one that had recorded me, not her.
Electronically transmitted conversation. Never record a telephone conversation without the permission of all parties to the conversation. So I don't remember giving you my permission. And I never asked you. So you made a video proving that I asked you to call me. I said your husband could call me if he has this so-called proof, which he doesn't have shit.
Let me just explain that one to you too. She was accusing me. I called her out because somebody had sent me a screenshot of a person who she used to have, well, she was friends with at one point in time on here, had passed away. And somebody had sent me a screenshot of the person's obituary. And under the obituary was a comment in her name And it was just really insensitive comment. I don't remember exactly what it said now, but it was just insensitive, you know? And I called her out for it. And so instead of just taking ownership of it, because who the fuck else would write this? You know, I've seen her say really insensitive things before when, you know, obviously we all have by now. But yeah, she blamed it on me and said that I wrote the comment. So I said, okay, prove it. She said her husband had the proof. So I said, okay, tell him to call me and show me the proof. And so she took that literally. Because I didn't do it, I knew that her husband wasn't going to call me when I said that. I mean, I shouldn't have to explain this, but you know, she was a little slow.
Shit, okay? If he has any type of proof of any email addresses, you can send it to me. But this kind of reeks like a setup. I mean, you, Tiffany, both known fucking liars and assholes. I think it's pretty clear what's going on here to anybody with even half a brain. And it's pretty sick that you're calling up funeral homes. Not only are you leaving disgusting comments under obituaries, but you're calling funeral homes up now. And again, this is the woman that we are applauding. Yeah, I don't think so. No applause from me. What I think happened here is that I called your ass out once again for being the disgusting piece of filth that you are, and you got embarrassed, and now you're trying to blame me. Well, good luck with that, boo-boo. So
Yes.
while you're screaming
By the way, I'm still waiting for that proof that it was me.
about receipts over here for Diane, you can't even provide your own receipts. Your husband talking a bunch of shit isn't proof, Marissa, you fucking idiot. So we could either do this the easy way or the hard way. You could either take the video down or I could contact the police and go the legal route. I don't know. It's really up to you. Get my picture off your page, you fucking scumbag. Diana? Yes. Hello? Hello?
Let me just set this up here, okay? I was waiting for my doctor to call me back, okay? And the number that she called me from was a Connecticut area code. And that's not something that's like out of the realm of like possibilities for a doctor in New York to have a Connecticut area code, because Connecticut's right there. It's like literally right there. It's right next to us where I live. I'm on the island. So the Connecticut's like right above me. And so I saw a Connecticut number coming through and I didn't know her fucking number. So I'm like, hello. So that's why I sound a little confused at the beginning here.
Hi. Who's this? Marissa. Who? Marissa. Why are you calling me?
Oh, and I couldn't hear her because I had my headphones in and the volume was down at first.
Because you told me to call you. I didn't tell you to call me. Don't fucking ever call my phone again, you fucking bitch, all right? Do yourself a favor. Don't fucking call me, you creepy fuck. I'm a creepy fuck? Yeah, don't call me. What do you not understand about that? What do you not understand when people ask you not to call them? Actually, do you have any fucking boundaries? Don't call me. You did say to call you. I'm just letting you know that someone just said,
She's talking to
I have
herself.
your number. Call me. Just I'm done.
I had already hung up by this point in time. Like I
Well-
said, no point in talking to her.
That's it. This is what this woman does. She don't care about me, but she's calling me. She don't care about me, but she's making videos about me. Marissa, Melissa, whatever your name is, if you know it's good for you, just leave me the fuck alone. All right? And before I go, I have to ask, why are you such a fangirl that you're sharing my videos with other people in your text messages? I mean, you're calling me a stalker.
Hold on a second. I just want to point this out here because this is when I finally realized. So when she played this is her video that I screen recorded. Okay. When she played this, I realized that at some point, I don't know if I show it
Good for
here.
you. Just leave me the fuck alone.
All right,
All
hold
right.
on.
And before I go, I have to ask, why are you such a fangirl that you're sharing my
All right. When that just zoomed in, I guess I didn't show it on here really. I could see that the text message was from Tiffany. She showed it in her video. And so I was like, oh shit, this is where she played it out of. You see how it's on the left side? That's because it's somebody sent it to her, not the other way around. So she screen recorded this and she played it right out of the text message in her screen recording. And it was Tiffany. I guess I didn't show it in here because I didn't realize till after I posted this. So she sent this for some reason. Tiffany was sending one of my grief videos. I'm not really sure why that is. And then there was 3 recordings underneath it.
videos?
One of them was her recording Marissa talking to her husband, something else, and then the call with me, and they all came from Tiffany, which means she's the one who recorded me.
With other people in your text messages. I mean, you're calling me a stalker, yet you're Googling pictures of me, and you have how many videos about me on your page? Yeah, I don't think so,
In her video, you can see Tiffany's name at the top of the screen. You can't see it
girlfriend.
in mine.
So fuck you very much. And get my pictures off your fucking page. Thanks. Bye.
Wait a second. What the fuck does that say? Hold on a second.
Stalker, yet you're Googling.
You said, fuck. I never read that. I want to see what it says. Hold on a second. It says something about a Jay Leno chin. I never read that, actually. I gotta read that.
Molly Golightly, everybody's
Hold on.
favorite life coach.
Hold on. I never read what it said. I didn't even realize, I don't think, that it said something above it. Hold on. Of course, my internet sucks ass. You said Laura. You said Laura, Hulk Hogan, and Jay Leno. That may be the best thing I've ever heard in my 3 years lurking. That deserved a bravo from. What the fuck? What the fuck is this? I don't even know what this is. Where is this even taken from? You know, I never really looked at it that hard, but like, how would you get this and this in the same screenshot? It looks, is that like a Discord maybe? You said Laura. Oh, you said Lurch, Hulk Hogan, and Jay Leno. That may be the best thing I've heard in my 3 years lurking that deserved a bravo. And then it's cut off. So I don't know what else it says, but I look like Lurch, Hulk Hogan, and Jay Leno. That may be you, girl. Oh, maybe that was me talking about her. I think I might have said that about her. I don't know. I'm fucking confused. But either way, this was Tiffany trying to ramp her up to go after me. And didn't really work out too good for you, Tiffany, did it? Nope. Yeah, but that's the videos during the time a mother passed, brother's wife is Satan. Wait, what? The videos during the time a mother passed, brother's wife is Satan. Yeah, I call my brother's wife Satan. Hold on, did I miss a comment? Sorry, I couldn't see the chat while I was. Hold the phone, is that your video? In the screen, the series about when Grease enters your life. Yeah, that's mine. Yeah, those are my videos. Yeah, I don't know why Tiffany was sending that to her. I'm not really sure. Maybe it was a comment where I was talking shit about her. I don't know. I have no idea. But you know, she was trying to get her to like come after me because she was all, her feelers were hurt because our friendship ended. So, is that the same one Tiffany used when she did the video when evil enters your life? I don't know, Nana. I'd have, you know what's so funny? I never watched any of it. Any of those, anytime she would go live about me, I never watched any of her lives, Tiffany. So I have no idea what, you know, I remember that happening, what you're talking about. I just don't know because I didn't watch it. I didn't watch her stupid video about me. I wish somebody like recorded those because I would love to hear them. I never watched them. When she would go live about me, or Laura, I never watched it. So I don't even know what the fuck she said unless people screenshot it and, you know, showed me. I didn't personally watch them because still waiting on my recipe. You know what, Andy Cruz? I was thinking of a one I might have to send you. It's a weird one though, but I'll you might like it. It's a weird one. It's a Hungarian food. I never watched it, but I think I saw a clip. Yeah, she tried to like use my series against me. I don't know, some shit like that. And I'm like, Tiffany, just the same series that she would blow up and act like was like the best thing she's ever seen when she was love bombing me. She can't make her fucking mind up. You know, she just can't. She has no idea. I had no idea who I was talking to. Oh, Steph, why? You've seen my videos? Yes, that is me. Or maybe you saw people talking about them rather. But either way, yeah, that's me. That's my videos. I've watched the first 4 episodes. Oh, okay. Yeah, those are mine. Oh, girl, the first 4 episodes, that's like only the beginning. There's so much more craziness that happens. But yeah. Yeah, just be careful, girl, because these people on here are not fucking right in the head. And especially her, she's just dangerous. She's a dangerous person. And I feel like, you just feel the need to warn other people when you've been on the receiving end of her shit. You need to warn people. Like, I've never done half the shit that she's done to me. All I've ever done was just call her out on her bullshit, and it resulted in like all this crazy shit happening to me. Like, there was this fucking weird girl on here that started, watched my grief series, and I don't know, dude. She had the weirdest story. She got very upset over this one episode, which fucking it was like a side note that I made in the episode. But anyway, she got very upset about it. She started this channel where she was like making all these stupid videos about it. And it was just, they were horrible. They were probably like the worst videos I've probably ever seen made on here. And, Psycho over here goes live on my birthday. This is fucked up. Okay. She goes live on my birthday. I forget what year it was. Was that like a year ago or 2 years ago? I don't even fucking remember. I think it was like 2020. She goes live on my birthday. She knew it was my birthday too, because I had been live that day, earlier that day, but I was away. So she goes live on my birthday, and she had to bring up like every person that hates me on her panel. Like, this fucking narcissist. Oh, this just goes to show how narcissistic she is. She actually thought I was going to be sitting there watching her on my birthday. like what? Like, who would think that? Oh yeah, I'm going to sit here and watch this asshole that I don't like on my birthday instead of spending. I don't know. Maybe that's because she spends her birthdays on YouTube on like lives and shit. Like, I don't do that. I was with my family. We were away. My son had a hockey tournament, so I'm like, but of course everybody's texting me and telling me what's going on. So she ends up bringing up this girl that was making all these fucking weird videos about me, and like, just pumping her up to make more videos because, she's giving the girl exposure and attention and everything. So now this girl's like got in her head, that people like her videos, so like she would do shit like that. She'd bring up anybody that didn't like me. And then she started playing. I mean, this is like a sick person, okay? I would never do this. I don't care how much I hate you on here, okay? Before I made my series on my channel, I had a blog that I wrote, okay, about what I went through while I was actually going through it. And I had these phone conversations that my mom had recorded with my brother's wife. So I posted them on this channel that had the same name as my blog. It was called The Lion, the Witch, and the Narcissist, right? And I posted them, anonymously, because I was, at that point in time, I was still settling my mom's estate. And so like, I didn't feel comfortable, doing anything under my own name at that point in time. So I posted them on this channel. I shared those, in my series. If you go back to like the first, like, 10 videos in my series, I share the link to that channel in my comments and in my description, so people could go and listen to the conversations. Well, she thought she like had discovered some like secret channel of mine, like, fucking idiot. So she starts playing, and I never watched it, so I don't really know exactly like what happened. I watched it just enough so that I could fucking strike her channel, and I took her channel out for like a couple of weeks. But she starts playing this recording of my mom, fighting with my brother's wife on her channel. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, who does that on my birthday? And like using, trying to fuck with me. I didn't watch it though. So she dude, she was live about me for like, I don't even know, man. It had to be like 7 or 8 hours straight. I mean, I was like at a hotel enjoying time with my family on my birthday, and this fucking asshole's live about me for fucking like 8 hours. But she doesn't care about me. She don't care about me. And then she's like, oh, I'm stalking her. Okay, girl. A secret channel accidentally listed. Yeah, she thought like it was some like secret channel that like I never told anybody about. No, everybody that watched my series knew about that channel. I was like, wow, good find. But yeah, she brought up, just anybody she could that she thought was like gonna bother me. It was just so stupid. It was so lame, but it's sick at the same time, when I think about it. It's like, what the fuck kind of person, does that to somebody like on their birthday? Would take their like deceased mother's, voice and play it on their fucking channel like that. Like, you have to be fucked up in the head. I mean, I bother you that much. Like, why do I bother you that much? I'm just some asshole on, like, I'm just another asshole on the internet. I'm nothing special. Why do I bother you to the point where you have to do that? That's pretty fucked up. Wanted to talk about your husband. Yeah, then she made up some rumor about my husband's cheating on me. Like, dude, do you really think that I'm gonna believe that? Like, it's so insulting to my intelligence. Like, oh my God, this lady who she would say the weirdest shit about me. She would say, like, I remember like I don't know, she would say like the stupidest shit. Some of the funniest shit, like, would be like, oh, the other moms at the school hate her. Like, what? What are you talking about? The other moms at the school hate me. Like, what? Like, why are you even trying to convince people that the other moms in my town hate me? Like, what is that going to do for you? Like, just stupid shit. I'm not funny. I'm not creative, all the shit that she's probably jealous of. I think I bothered her because like I'm pretty confident with myself, and um I just like I don't let that kind of shit bother me, you know. So like when she would try to like get to me, I would always just kind of laugh at her because it was always like just lame the shit she would try to say, which is why she had to resort to other fucking means of getting at me because I didn't let her shit talking and her lies bother me ever. Like, I would just laugh because it's a joke. It was like this fucking lady talking about, oh, what else did she used to say? I got bullied in school. It's so funny because like everything she would say about me, she wouldn't realize that like later on she would end up exposing that it was really projection on her part. Like like for instance, she said my husband was cheating on me, right? Well, then later we find out that her husband cheated on her, right? What else? She would say things like, I'm trying to think. Oh, I was bullied in high school. Dude, I was never bullied in my whole entire life. But she then ends up later saying that she was bullied in high school. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of projection on me, things that were really about her that she would try to say about me. I don't have anything. I mean, she was so insecure about me. This is fucking crazy that I went and bought a new phone, okay? And a car. I didn't buy a new car. I leased it. My lease was up, so I got a new car. Like a week later, she goes out, gets a brand new iPhone, and buys a new car. Like, just I don't know why I bother her so much. I really don't. I just still to this day don't know why. And it's not that I think that she's jealous of me. 'Cause I don't really think people are jealous. Like, I don't have anything that people should be jealous about. I'm just like a regular person. I think it's just, I don't know. I really don't know what it is. Oh, thank you, Andy. I don't think she's jealous. I don't think she's jealous of me. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Krista was with somebody that looked like her. Yeah, okay. She was like, I think that the girl looks like me. Like, she was like legit trying to convince people that this shit was true to the point where she would write these really fucking long, weird manifestos about me in her Patreon. And like some of them were really funny. Oh my God, I just found one recently. Hummingbird, I sent it to you, didn't I? It was so funny. Hold on, let me see if I can find it again. Because it's really funny. It's entertaining. But like she would put these long diatribes about me in her fucking Patreon. Like, and I'm like, dude, like for somebody like that says that they don't care about me, you sure fucking spend a lot of time on me, you know? You spend a lot of time writing about me. I mean, these long fucking things about me in her Patreon. Like, they were so weird too. And then she calls me Leona, which, by the way, to the person who thinks that I get mad that people know my name, everybody here knows my name is Leona. Never fucking cared that people knew that. Where's my phone? How do I lose my phone? I just don't think she's jealous. Like, I just personally, like, really, there's nothing in my life that anybody should be jealous about. My life ain't perfect, dude. I have fucking, but I'm just a normal person. I'm a regular fucking Joe Schmo. Well, Joanne Schmoann. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing, I have an average fucking house and whatever. But it's just fucking weird, dude, that out of all the people that talk shit about her, I just couldn't figure out why me talking shit bothers her. You know what I'm saying? More than like whoever else. It bothered her at the time. I don't know if it still does, but at this time it did. It bothered her tremendously, and it was really fucking weird. You represent, well, she'll never have or be like a reminder of every wrong decision she's ever made. I don't know, girl. Hold on, let me see if I can find this one because it was really funny. Oh, it was funny as fuck. I gotta see if I can find it. Hold on. I think I saved it recently because it was so funny. It was just so funny. Like these weird long posts about me. It's just kind of like fucking creepy in a way. I'd be like, why? Like, why? Why are you writing these things? Like that, like what's the purpose of these long fucking things that you're writing to me? I just don't get it. Hold on. Oh, I think it was around in March. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, look, this is about Alicia. Hold on a second. Why do I feel like it was around March when she wrote these things? There's a picture of me. I know she's the one, or Uni's the one that got all the pictures of me from my Instagram. These old ass pictures that are on all these troll accounts. So I know it's got to be one of her friends. Hold on a second. Oh, this was about M's. Holy shit! Why don't I remember seeing this? Shit. Let me see. Don't mind me as I look, just trying to find this shit because it was really funny. Just like the things that she says. Just for the record, if you were in here. Oh, this was about me being in her Patreon. Hold on a second. She seemed nice to me. She was a total hater. Carla. Hold on. She wrote so many long things, dude. These things are crazy. Her whole Patreon was about me and Laura. It was fucking weird, man. All right. I gotta see if I can find this. There's so many. That's why I can't find them very quickly. Sorry about that. Who is this person? I just heard last week she came on my channel days ago. It said she was sorry she made horrible videos of me. All right. That's about the girl Christina. It's got to be somewhere around here. Oh my God, dude. So weird. All right. We're getting close, folks. Did you really tell Leona? I said Stephanie Brown's video was about Leona's cheating husband. I told you they were doing a video on John, that there were more girls. What the fuck is wrong with you, fucking moron? Oh, is Em still in here? That was a text message that she sent to her. Girl, hold on a second. Oh, it's got to be around here. Number out of my phone. This shit's so funny, dude. There's so much. Oh, this is about Kim being there. Oh my God. Marsha White Sharky's a new Patreon. I remember that. Give it this far job. Hold on a second. That's not it. Oh, okay. Here. This one's fucking hilarious. This is one of them. More chilling facts. I might have read this before. I don't know. More chilling facts. Like she thinks she's like writing a headline for like a fucking rag magazine or some shit, like the National Enquirer or like Us Weekly. Like this is her headline. More chilling facts coming out about someone's marriage. Chilling. It's chilling. Like what? Apparently, this couple has a roommate relationship at present. My advice, little girl, deal with your shit head on. Like this bitch convinced herself that me and my marriage is like horrible. Like she's like fucking so weird, dude. This shit's so weird. I don't think anybody could like understand how weird it is to like read this about yourself coming from a person who you've never fucking had a conversation with. And at this point, I don't even think anybody like I don't talk about my marriage. There's nothing to like really talk about with people. So I don't know. It's fucking weird, dude. Like she like nobody gave her this information. It's just totally fucking made up. That's what I'm trying to say. Forget the bullshit of YouTube or make a series about coping with a crumbling family. Like what? So she's trying to give me advice here, how to deal with my fake fucking marriage problems that she made up. She's giving me advice. If I had a YouTube back in 2014, 2015, I sure would have easily documented the process of filing for divorce and going through couples therapy, agreeing on certain things, and also how premature dating before divorce is usually a big wake-up call about the grass being greener on the other side. So like this is like her showing that like this is all projection on her own situation. It has nothing to fucking do with me. It's like so weird. Just because I didn't have the same problems as you, so you made this fucking issue up about me when it's really about you. It's not about me. I know that me and my husband are both grateful for the opportunity to be able to express what the real deal was as far as crimes and differences. Now, mind you, she can't spell, so some of this doesn't make sense. About as far as crimes and differences and the fact that we had the problem of separation for so long, being that he was in the military for 10 years and then him taking a job in another state and there being that separation, and of course my pill addiction being one of the reasons why that addiction held me back from a lot of things. When I was self-medicating and my dosage had to be stronger, I was becoming completely numb and shaded to my surroundings, and I was very selfish at that time. Nobody's marriage problems are my business, but I will say this. So it's not her business, but she's going to give advice to these imaginary problems. It doesn't bring me joy or satisfaction when I hear that someone is going through something troubling and life-changing. Really? Then why are you writing about it? It is my nature to want to help since I have experience. No, I don't need your help for the fake problems that you made up about my life. I don't know. I know I don't have any place saying any of this shit on YouTube and making this situation worse for certain people, but I am not the one who is telling this information to these certain friends of hers. I don't get it. I don't even know what that means. She must have said these things to more than one person and can't figure out who it is. This is so funny. She must have said these things to more than one person and can't figure out who it is that's going around talking about it, because how are all these people know what's going on with her like that? Certainly not me. I'm not going to put myself on blast just making up some sort of weird rumor, which is exactly what she did. It's fucking crazy. That doesn't pertain to me just because I want to hurt somebody. So she's giving, dude, when they say like narcissists give themselves away, that's what she's doing right there. Because like, why would you even say that? You know what I'm saying? I actually feel bad, and I really hope that she realizes that there's still time to fix things. I don't know why people are so stubborn when it comes to having to look in the mirror and do some self-diagnosis and make an effort to change things. I actually applaud those types. Okay. None of this is punctuated. So if it sounds weird, that's because it's not punctuated at all. For the record, I'm not sitting here making these things up because I want to. So again, she's like, I'm not making these things up. This is the second time now that she's saying this. For the record, I'm not sitting here and making these things up because I want content or because I want to hurt certain people. I'm just saying that it's making its way around the rumor mill, and these things are being discussed on private conversations. Now there's no punctuation here. If you don't want your information out there, don't trust strangers that you will never meet. And you think that just because they don't like Molly Golightly, that makes you guys automatic friends. That's not how the world works. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, that shit was so funny. Hold on, but there's a better one. That wasn't the one I was looking for, but that one's pretty fucking funny. Oh my God, this is funny. Okay. So she posted a picture of this video of this girl, Christina, okay, made. She says, I'm not saying nothing. It was a Friday night wedding on Valentine's Day. Hold on. You know what? I have to probably show this because it's just not gonna come across the same. Where is the other part of this? Shit. Hold on a second. I lost it. All right. I have to find the other fucking half of this post. I don't have it. There's my family's pictures in her Patreon. All right. Trust me, don't give up. Do you know who I'm talking about? Don't allow anyone to force you into admitting you have been defeated. All right. I don't know what that is. There was some fucking really good ones. Hold on. Oh, I need to find it. All right. Fuck. Yeah, this is I don't know, dude. I mean, she just totally made that shit up, or I don't know. I don't even know where the fuck she got it from, but it's so stupid, dude. I'm like, what are you talking? Like, why are you even like? Just the fact that it was posted in her Patreon just says enough to me. That she's trying to like spread this lie. You know, she's like, I'm not spreading lies or anything, but that's exactly what you're doing. Oh, all right. Wait, is this it? All right. I showed you guys the video earlier. I just played it, right? Of her saying that she put my family's information in her Patreon. Now, these people all saw it because, again, I was in there at the time because you guys all know why I went on her Patreon to spy. You guys all know. Yes, my family, my brother and his wife, their pictures were both in her Patreon. And in my brother's wife's picture, you could see like her company she worked for, the address, her phone number. Yeah. So I know my brothers didn't have any information, but either way, like, why are you posting my brother and his wife's photos in your Patreon? Like, that's fucking weird, you know? So I called her out on it, and she denied it. Now I was in her Patreon at the time, and I saw it, and I fucking doxed her ass right back, just being honest. But anyway, I saw it, and that's why I doxed her fucking ass. Anyway, who's D? She's harassed. Mega Monster, don't you know that Kay was paid to harass your own sister-in-law? She got all her info from your sister-in-law. Didn't you know? Get the memo. Ha ha ha. She sent Kay videos of you. I don't know how my sister-in-law would have any videos of me because I never fucking hung out with her. But nice try. Anyway, with the old ass picture of me and my mom. All right. Anyway, let's go back to this because it's funny. Isn't it funny? See how this happens? Take note. So all these people saw it, and then they like sat there and just let her lie right to them. She writes, I personally don't have any phone numbers of any of that chick's family or addresses. Meanwhile, she had said that she reached out to them. But then she's like, I don't have their phone numbers. Okay. Hold on. All right. So I don't know anything about that. I think they are talking about Christina. Christina is in contact with them, and I've only talked to her one time, and it was very short. And then she came on my panel, and she doesn't like to do panels. I think Leona made it worse when she decided to dox, DOCS, like documents, dox, that girl, Christina is my name. For the record, I'm not the person who doxed her, just for the record. I know who doxed her, but it wasn't me. It was not me. What Leona seems to fail to realize is that and I could prove it too, is that all the things that she has done for years, and now it's been discovered by someone. And by the way, the person that doxed her is what probably made that girl Christina come out so hard for me. This fucking asshole that doxed her. And I told them it's gonna make it harder for me. Don't worry about it, guys. Just let it be. It is what it is. All right. What she seems to fail to realize is that all the things that she has done for years, and now it's been discovered by someone who actually supported her channel, that she had another channel, that all these things are coming to light because she's forcing people to dislike her and look into her life. Like, how am I forcing people to dislike me? That's so stupid. That's what happens when you put yourself out there on social media. Noodles, also why I tell people when they ask me if they should do a YouTube channel, I always say no. Let's be real here, Makeup Mobster. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's be real here. Makeup Mobster doesn't like getting called out. She doesn't like getting caught in her lies. and she thinks that she's pulling a fast one over everybody. And if I was ever at all interested in her private life, trust me, I would have put in the effort to do the same crap that she did to me a long time ago. But this girl does not interest me. I'm just glad she found someone else to obsess over. What did I do to her? Like, what did I do to her regarding her private life? Nothing. Not one thing. I just can't believe after all this time, she never thought that anybody would ever find out what she was up to all this time, or that her family was going to get fed up. And if her sister-in-law actually decides to do something about it, in a way, she has every right. But still, it's not something that I would be interested in at all. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here writing this long-ass fucking thing about it. I can't stress enough how much I am not interested in Leona or her life. I can't stress it enough by writing about her, this long ass thing, and posting pictures of her in here. And I mean, there's like tons of shit in here. Fact that wait, hold on. In her life, in fact, she is the complete opposite of me. She has no accomplishments. She has no goals. She's not funny. She doesn't have a good personality. This is so funny. She doesn't mean well. And all she likes to do is criticize other people and show off. And it's basically like, dude, what? What? That sounds like you just described yourself there. And it's basically just her turn to get caught out there. And it has absolutely nothing to do with me at all. I didn't bring it on. She brought it on herself. Like, what the fuck? Oh, it's so weird. Oh, here's the post. All right. Oh, fuck, where's the other half of this post? I'm so mad I lost it. Oh, here it is. It's a screen recording. That's why I thought, let me screenshot this because it's really fucking funny. And this is the last one I'll show for today. It's fucking funny. All right. Tell me now this, okay? This says a lot to me. She doesn't care about me. You guys just heard this. Now, this is days after that long post about how she doesn't care about me or my life, okay? All right. Hold on. This shit was so funny. This is the one I found the other day that I thought was fucking hilarious. All right, hold on. This and this. All right. Too funny. This is fucking hilarious. All right. I have to show this one because it's just not gonna have the same effect of me reading it. This is too funny. I know, right? Angel, they were long for somebody who doesn't, said they didn't care about me. All right, so this is so weird. This girl, Christina, posts this video of me, okay? If you guys don't know the story, just in short, there was my brother and I, the reason we stopped talking was over this fucking dress that you see up here in the picture. I don't have the whole picture. That I was going to wear to his wedding, okay? It was a Friday night wedding. It was her third wedding, his wife's third wedding, okay? So I didn't think it was like a black tie affair. And it was Valentine's Day too. So of course, I'm going to be with my husband. I want to look good. And I had just lost all my baby weight on top of that, most of it. So I wasn't in the bridal party, okay? My husband and my son were asked to be in the bridal party. I wasn't asked. So I went out, I bought myself a dress, okay? And that's what started this whole entire fight with me and my brother and his wife. Just in case people didn't know the whole backstory there, that's the backstory, okay? I mean, looking back now, I probably wouldn't wear that dress, but I was 34 at the time, I think. 35? Something like that. So, you know what I'm saying? It was a fucking Valentine's Day wedding. I don't know why I'm even explaining myself. I fucking am a grown-ass woman and went and picked out my own fucking dress for my brother's wedding, and I wasn't in the wedding party, so I could wear whatever the fuck I want. Okay? Why his wife cared, I really don't know. Because again, I wasn't going to be in their fucking wedding party. So, if she wanted to control my outfit, well, then she should have put me in her wedding party. I mean, that's just how I felt at the time, right? So This girl, Christina, makes a video. I don't even remember the video, so don't ask me. Anyway, this is her post in her Patreon, okay? Damn, this girl is going hard. I'm not saying nothing. It was a Friday night wedding on Valentine's Day. That's selfish. And the girl's third wedding, I kind of agree with Leona. Has to call me Leona. She has to like dehumanize me by calling me the wrong name. So stupid. Like it's not even funny. Like at least I don't know, make up something funny if you're gonna do that. But that dress is kind of lame. Okay. And then if you scroll down, this is the same post. Now, why would you do this? I don't get it. Now, this is a fucking dress. And she posts a picture of herself in this really slutty dress with a bra. Is she wearing a bra underneath it? That's even worse. Okay. Why would you post the picture of yourself? Why? What did that like fucking picture of me in a fucking dressing room at BB make you feel insecure? Why would you post a picture of yourself in a dress under that and say, now this is a dress? Like, what the fuck? Am I like alone here and thinking that's a little fucking odd? I don't know. I would never do that, but I would never do half the shit she does. Now that's a dress. Okay? Really fucking weird. I mean, I wouldn't wear that dress, especially to a wedding, but it's fucking weird. It's so weird. It's so weird that she did that. That's so fucking weird. No, that's a dress. Like, what the fuck? Why would you post that even? Like, I don't know. You don't care about me. We just read it, right? She doesn't care about me or my life or anything. I feel like she just used it to post a picture of herself. Like, she's like, just loves herself, but I don't know, dude. That shit was so weird. I remember that. Look back when she actually had hair and no boost up. I guarantee she has what do you call it on? Hair extensions in that picture. She was prettier back then. It just goes to show it was gonna last forever. Well, she was in way better shape, I'll say, back then. And yeah, she probably looked a little better. Her face. There's just a certain point where, like, if you're gonna do plastic surgery, you gotta stop fucking with your face at a certain point. She didn't do that. She hasn't seen dress since I've been following her outfits on my community posts. Yeah. Her listen, like, I mean, I wouldn't personally wear that. I don't think it's bad, but like, it looks like a cheap lace dress that you could buy at like fucking Rainbow or something. Like, that don't look to me like any type of expensive dress. It's just weird because I think to myself, did she go through like a bunch of pictures of herself in different dresses? Like, I literally snapped that picture. That was me in the dressing room, okay, sending the picture to my husband and to my mom. Like, look, I found a dress. That was me in the BB fucking dressing room with my son in the stroller, I think, next to me, trying this dress on and showing them. And it was conservative. And I was going to wear something over it because it was, you know, cold. It was freezing. It was a February wedding. So, like, it was whatever. But that dress right there ruined my relationship with my fucking brother. A fucking dress, dude. Like, does that not sound insane to anybody else? Really, let's just, like, that dress ruined my relationship with my brother. A fucking dress with my brother. It's like, what the fuck, dude? I can't make this shit up. I cannot make this shit up. That dress was fucking, I mean, it was like basic, but like, I wasn't going to get like a gown, like a long gown. I don't really like, first of all, I really don't like wearing those, but I don't know what, I really don't know what his wife wanted me to wear. You know, it just never, I still look back at that and I just can't fucking make sense of it. I can't make sense of it. So weird to even worry about what I'm wearing to your fucking wedding. Like, nobody, like, everybody, I'm pretty sure everybody knows that the bride is like the focus of the wedding. Like, I don't know what I still to this day don't know why she was so bothered by me wearing that dress. Like, I don't know. I still can't figure it out. It's not like I bought like a white dress. You know what I'm saying? Or her bridesmaids were wearing red. Ugh. Because you can't get any more fucking cliche. A Valentine's Day wedding, right? With red roses and the bridesmaids wearing red dresses. I mean, how much more fucking tacky and cliche could you get? But I mean, I just like I don't know what the fuck she wanted me to wear. I have a feeling it probably wouldn't have mattered. I think if I would have got some other dress, she would have criticized whatever I got. Like, let's just say I got a long, tight gown that flared out at the bottom like a fucking trumpet, whatever they call it, mermaid gown. She would have had something to say about that too. I feel like it wasn't even about the dress. It was she just wanted me to not be in my brother's life because he respected me. Yeah, exactly, Beaver. She wanted me in a muumuu. But that's the whole thing. Everybody knows that the bride is the focus of the day. Nobody was going to be looking at me. I wouldn't like that's what I don't understand. I'm not in your bridal party, right? So it's not like I would have been like standing near you guys. Like I was one of like 100 guests that were going to be there. So like what did it matter what I was wearing? Nobody's focusing on me that day. You know, I guess that's why it's so confusing to me because I personally would never fucking care what somebody wore to my wedding. Like, I just wouldn't. I wouldn't even fucking think about it. I would never think to tell somebody you can't wear that to my wedding. Like, I just wouldn't even, like, something like that would just never cross my mind. I mean, if you were coming like in a fucking pasties, you know, like Lil Kim, maybe I'd say something, but I don't know. I don't think my dress was inappropriate. She said it was inappropriate for a wedding. And I'm thinking, like, how? How? It covers my tits. I don't have cleavage. I'm flat chested. So it's not like I'm like spilling out of it or anything. Like, I think it's conservative looking on me when I have no boobs. And then, like, it went down to my knees, dude. It wasn't short. It wasn't too tight. What was inappropriate about it on a Friday night wedding? At a place that wasn't that fancy, mind you, because I worked as a wedding photographer years prior to that. And like I knew all the venues. Well, not every single one, but I know, I'm familiar, especially with that venue. I had shot there a few times and it was in my neighborhood where I grew up. So I also had been to several weddings at that venue, and it's not fancy. Like they weren't getting married in a church, If it was like a Sunday wedding where they were getting married in the church or a Saturday wedding, then I probably would have picked something different. But seeing that it was a Friday wedding, they were getting married by a justice of the peace at the place. I really just like didn't think and it was her third fucking wedding. I really didn't think it was going to be like a black tie affair, like a big fancy wedding. And again, like the venue, it's not a super fancy place. It's a country club, but it's not like all that fancy. It's pretty basic. Meanwhile, there was people in my family, because I did end up seeing some pictures from their wedding that showed up in fucking pants. Like, would you rather I wore pants? I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't fucking get it. No, it wasn't about the dress, dude. It wasn't. Don't you ever wonder what these people actually gain by causing problems or separating family members? What in the world is their reward, so to speak? The reward is I'll tell you what the reward is, Stephanie, since I've done extensive reading about these personality types, narcissists. The reward is having full control over their victims. That's what the reward is. They want to separate their victims from everybody else and fully control them. Like with somebody like me around who's going to give my brother advice. And I don't know what my brother shared with her, because there was times where he caught on to some of the red flags, and I would tell him like, yeah, dude, that's not normal. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. If you're coming to me for advice and I see something, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass. That's just not who I am. So I don't know if maybe he, told her maybe some things I said. I don't know. I really don't know what the problem was. But I mean, my brother told me that she was jealous of us. She was jealous of like the close relationship that we had, me and him, and then him and my mom. And that's why she caused so many problems, because I feel in her head, she probably felt that we had influence over him, right? And if somebody sees through you, that's it, dude. Like she probably sensed that I wasn't a big fan of hers. I mean, I tried pretty hard to, get along with her in the very beginning. I mean, I had only met her what 10 times before they got married. So, I didn't really have the time to like build a relationship with her like you normally would. Andy, no, I could actually do memberships. I just haven't sat down and done them. I'm lazy. Yeah, well, thankfully, Steph May, by the time Twat Waffle came in my life, not that she was actually in my life, but you know what I'm saying. By the time I encountered her in my life, she my sister-in-law was long gone. Thank God. Imagine having to deal with both of those fucking freaks at the same time. Yes, Gataboosh. I can't hide my facial expressions. I have to be honest. That is something that I find very, very hard to do. You know, I don't even like sometimes I'm probably not even aware that I'm making like faces, that I shouldn't be. But I just I didn't take much of an interest in her. There was one night she came over. Well, no, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not even taking the blame for this because she came to my house one time. And then my brother moved in with her and she's like, I don't know, she was gonna invite me to some jewelry party or some shit, right? And she's like, she's not gonna want to come. She didn't even know me at this time, dude. I had literally only met her like 3 or 4 times at this point. And she's like assumed I wasn't gonna want to come to this thing, which I didn't. I mean, she was right. But like she didn't even bother inviting me, but she invited my mom. But when I realized it was probably because she wanted my brother to come over here so I could babysit him so he didn't go out with like his guy friends to a bar or something. Like she's nuts. She's fucking crazy. Thank God I just don't have to see her. Thank God. Yeah, well, Narnie, I'm the same way. I can't fucking fake it. Like if I don't like you, I'm just not good at being fake. I'm not. I mean, I'm so bad at it that like I lost a job I quit a job. I remember when I was really like in high school, there was this one job and I wasn't like a big kid person when I was in high school. Like I wasn't good with kids like some people are. I got this job at this photography place and it was like right before Christmas, so everybody was bringing their kids in to get pictures and like the girl that I was like training me, she was so fake. She's like, "Hi," with the fucking sing song voice and everything with the kids, and like that's just not me. You know what I'm saying? Like I just can't be fake. It's just so hard for me to be like that. That's not my personality. Like, and it's just not me. And I just like it's just that's just how I am in every facet of life. Like I just can't be fake towards people. Like if I don't care for you, I'm not gonna sit there and act like I fucking like you. you know, I'll just avoid you if anything. But that was just a weird scenario where it's like I really just don't like this girl's personality. Like I don't like her, and I had to deal with her, for a little bit, and that was hard. And it probably was pretty obvious. I mean, I tried not to make it obvious, but who knows how it came off. I know my husband knew because when she came over my house, this was the second time I met her. I'll never forget him like shutting the door that night and just being like, "You don't like her," and I'm like, "Nope." He's like, "Neither do I." And I was like, "All right, well, at least I'm not alone on this." I'm glad I followed link into this group. It's been great to meet all of you. I have a grief group therapy in about an hour. Oh, all right, Steph. Well, thank you for coming by. And again, I apologize about us all being, a little paranoid when you first came in here. We're just, due to the circumstances. Oh shit, I gotta end this in a second here. Yes, Tiffany has the fakeness. That see, like that. I remember her sitting on my panel sometimes, CK, and I just used to like think, oh my god, dude, like this just not coming across sincere the way that you're talking to people. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just not coming across sincere at all. Like she's yeah, she's fake. I think it's because I come from a family where I have a lot of aunts that do that they are so fucking fake, like they're so over the top phony with people you know, like they'll be on Facebook writing these like fucking crazy posts like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. God bless you guys. This is wonderful. You know, and I see right through it and I'm just like, how do you act like that? I just can't fucking do it, dude. I just can't. After my mother's estate is complete, I'm afraid I won't see him again. Who is that, Z-Rod? I don't know. I'm just not, I don't have it in me, dude. I just don't. I just don't. How come I can't scroll up here? It's so annoying. I can't scroll up. Who is that, D-Rod? I don't know. My thing's not letting me scroll. I have no patience for Tiffany. Me neither. Oh, your brother. That's sad, D-Rod. That's sad. I hope that doesn't happen to you. Because you know what? It is sad not talking to him. Like, our kids are getting older. I mean, my son's almost 10, and like, he doesn't even know my brother. Like, the last time my brother was actively a part of his life was when he was 6 months old, 6 months and before. So, shit, man, I can't believe it's been that long. But yeah, so, you know, and likewise, his kid, you know, doesn't even know me because you know, the last time I had seen her, I never met her. I met her only for the first time. She was already almost 1 or was it 2? Shit, I forgot. See, I don't even fucking remember. She might have been almost 1. Yeah, I think she was almost 1. And then, you know, she was almost 2 the last time I saw her. So she doesn't even know me. I see pictures of her every once in a while. And it just really just breaks my heart because I just never imagined my life to be like that, you know, that my brother and I and our kids wouldn't even fucking know each other. Like that really upsets me more than anything. I tried to hide my disdain for Tiffany. Well, B Fergs, in all fairness, you had a really good reason to dislike her, so they're all about the money. It's so sad how that. Hey, Liquid Sunshine. I'm just about to end this, but yeah, D-Rod, that's the most heartbreaking thing is like when you're um grieving the loss, you know, and that's what's important to you, the memories, and the other people are fucking just all about the money and don't even have any type of sentiment or feelings about stuff like that. It's fucking hard, dude. So I feel your pain, girl. Beefers, yes, Beefers always remained very respectful towards me, and I thank her for that because I should have stood up for her. Um, I should have stood up for her when that happened because it was fucking wrong. All right, guys, I gotta end this, but it was really nice talking to all you guys today, and it was pleasant chat today, except for one little asshole that decided to come in here, but we're good. We're fine. Anyway, I will see you guys around. I'll be around, of course. I hope you guys all have a good week. Stay safe and stay away from the narcissists. All right, I'll see you guys.